some like maybe some shit y'all get in y'all panties, but y'all say some nasty shit every fucking
No, we do not.
Okay.
Can we stop?
It's right.
Yes.
That's all right.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another wonderful episode of the Job and Tears podcast. I am Janelle from HR, here with Mr. Blacc and Sir Wilkins, and we have a lovely special guest with us. We have good old Tay R right next to me on my left. This is my St. John's alumni, hashtag Red Storm, hashtag all day, every day. Here with us, she's joining us for our Women's History Month dedication episode. It's the last episode of the month, and as everyone knows, March is Women's History Month. So I definitely wanted to get another female's perspective. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Because, they like to tag team me on sometimes, and I'll be here by myself.
I got your back, though.
Thank you. All right.
So nasty, but okay.
It did not. All right. Once again, those that are watching on the live feed, thank you so much for joining us. Continue to watch as we do go along. Thank you to everyone that has watched the Big 4 episode on our YouTube page. So if you have not already liked, add, subscribe, watched it, please do. But thank you to all of those that have actually taken the time and watched our episode with me, Tati, and Haven. It's been a lot of support the last 3-4 days, so we really appreciate everyone supporting us, and we will do a post WrestleMania episode as well, and feature other Big 4 episodes for definitely SummerSlam coming up, as this one is really rocking. All right, so we're gonna go with our opening segment, which is Behind Gorilla's Position. We have our OMG.
Wait.
What?
You forgot to say the episode number.
I don't know what it is.
Episode 12, B. It's episode 12. Episode 11 got lost in the archives. We got some in the tapes.
I was leaving that up to
So
y'all.
this is episode 12, the Dwight Howard edition?
No.
Dwight Howard.
It has to be.
You know this, we gotta keep this energy every week, B. You know that, son. Dwight Howard number, baby. Lord of Magic.
Is that Tom Brady's 12 too?
We do not.
We don't do that.
We don't.
No, we don't.
Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, son. 5 rings.
We do not mention this man.
Why don't we mention this man?
Because once again, the Big Bad Giants stopped him from getting more rings.
The what?
Hashtag Giants, so.
I'm a Giants girl all the way.
What?
Look, just sit here with your Eagles winning and
Exactly, be happy.
I'm just saying, you gotta respect.
All right,
We don't mention that name.
We don't. So just get with it. So I guess we are on episode 12, because last week I was not here, unfortunately, but I didn't know which episode y'all wanted to do, 11.5 or 12. I left it up to y'all to decide. But it's episode 12. So I guess it's
Shout out to our guest host last week.
Yes. Thank you for always coming in and saving the day. I really, truly appreciate it on a personal level. Because sometimes duty calls, so I appreciate it.
She said duty. Yeah.
It's a funny word to you.
I'm in a good mood today.
Okay. All right, so our OMG moment this week is who would have thunk it that Vince Russo and Stone Cold Steve Austin would be in the same, agreeance. They agreed on something. It's really odd, but it happened. So Vince Russo was on Austin's podcast recently, and they talked about the current state of professional wrestling, where they became in agreement where they feel like there's more focus on pro wrestling than actual character development. So I'm actually going to start off with good old Tay R first. What do you think is more important these days? Character development or professional wrestling? Actual, in the ring technicality all across the board?
It's hard to separate them because some of the best wrestlers don't have strong character development. I think that with the social media era that we're in now, that we have such a short attention span that it's so hard to really package someone and make you fall in love with their character. I remember back in the Attitude Era, you wanted to see what Stone Cold was going to do more than you wanted to see what match he was going to really put on.
Hashtag Attitude Era.
Hashtag best
overrated.
Era ever. I think the Attitude Era was the best era ever, but I know you guys' thoughts on it, but that's just me, Because you just remember, because the Attitude Era really bust open the world of WWE.
100%. Yeah, WCW.
And WCW.
Took out an entire fucking company.
Let me tell you, WCW did it to themselves.
Yes.
Once you started putting the belt on Dennis Rodman and Karl Malone and people like
they
that.
They never had the belt, actually.
It's David Arquette.
David Arquette.
And I've said that numerous times. Even on the old podcast
but people
that we
who-
don't not speak of.
Well, wasn't Karl Malone in the main event of a
But then again, though, it's just like similar to what WWE does, where like they bring the big stars into it. But it wasn't at a big pay-per-view. Was it at the big pay-per-view Starrcade? No, it wasn't at Starrcade. It was at one of their big 4 pay-per-views.
I mean, it's the same way
It was
he
at
did
Bash
with
at
Mike
the-
Tyson.
Yeah, same thing. Mike
Mike
Tyson.
Tyson was an
Yeah.
enforcer. He wasn't like.
Yeah, what about like the dude from Arrow? Like he was wrestling, or Snooki, they was wrestling. The only like
Or Mayweather.
Mayweather made sense. Because you know
At the
why?
time.
My son actually had a match, and that match was Yoga Flames.
That match was trash.
Listen. You know why it was Yoga Flames? Because it made sense. Like, it told a great story in the ring. Such as him hitting with the chair, him snuffing him, the reason why he had to put a little restriction. It made
The
extra
build-up
storytelling.
is very different than the actual match.
This is what I'm saying.
So,
Getting back to the original question.
Yes.
I feel personally that.
Put you in your place.
You right? Cool.
No,
you right?
Put you in your place. Don't be soft
feel
here.
as if-
Don't be soft here.
Nah, I ain't never saw him. Brownsville never win.
Got the hood came out of her.
But I feel that character development is so important and it's something that's not really being utilized as strongly as it used to be back in the days. I think that 5-star matches are so hard to come across that people don't really have the wrestling abilities who are in the main event picture, I feel, to really say, well, look, I remember saying, remember when Steve Austin visited Vince McMahon in the hospital and knocked him over the head with a bedpan? More than I'll say, remember when Finn Balor coup de grace someone at the end of a match. Like, that happens all the time.
Right.
You know, I just think that they both go hand in hand. I just think that the fact that our attention spans are so low that, you know, the match quality kind of wins out now. But I think that the character development is more important.
Okay, Mr. Blacc, same question to you. What's important to you? Character development or actual pro wrestling in the ring, giving us matches?
I have to say the pro wrestling.
Okay.
Because, great example, Enzo Amore. He was very charismatic in the ring. I mean, charismatic on the mic. This, that, and third, he was the Flash, but yet he could not perform a lick in the ring, and it was not believable. And he didn't have no believable. It wasn't believable. It was like, all right, he can wrestle. I don't know why he's winning matches. Like, he cheated and stuff like that, but he legitimately winning matches, I guess. I just feel that from a standpoint as a guy who loves the art of wrestling, I feel like wrestling is more important because you could always, like, a guy could be bad on the mic but tell a great story in the ring. And that's why I also feel like, yes, the storytelling does go hand in hand somewhat because that's what the commentaries are not doing their jobs a lot of times. A lot of times they bury the talent. I remember back in the day, reason why that Stone Cold and Bret Hart match was so good because it told a story in the ring. And the announcers also told the story by filling little blinks.
But Lola, forever buried someone on damn commentary. He was like Corey Green wishes he was 2% of Jerry Lawler.
But you have to understand that in the midst of it though, they still acknowledge that King would say, I hate the fact that he does this though, but I can't run. He's pretty alright in the ring. Da-da-da. And JR would add to that. Again, I just feel like how that you could get far by being not so good in the ring. But like, I'm saying this. I guess what I'm trying to say is this. It's just like, you but so far if you tear him in the ring. Because if you tear him in the ring, that means that you're a safety hazard.
My only thing, I hate to cut in.
No, just cut in.
You remember like the Stone Colds. You remember The Rock. You remember Shawn Michaels. These are people who are really decent in the ring. But when you talk about real technicians, you're talking about like Lance Storm, who people really don't know of. You're talking about Dean Malenko. You're talking about Arn Anderson. You're talking about people who are so underrated.
But you do forget that Eddie, he was actually great in the ring.
But
Chris Benoit
it took his personality.
Can somebody tag me in?
His personality.
Hot tag.
Hold on, hot tag. All right.
You can't tag yourself in.
I tag myself in. I tag myself in.
Hot tag.
All right.
That's my
This guy's a 205 loving motherfucker here. NXT loving, making love, kissing them on their face lover. And I appreciate the wrestling part of the game. It's beautiful. But let's go back to the Attitude Era. Okay, The Rock can't really wrestle.
No.
Let's break it down.
Spade is spade.
Stone Cold really can't wrestle either. But you know what? WrestleMania 20? told a story when they wrestled against each other.
20 or 19.
Was it 19 or 20?
17. They wrestled at 15, 17, and 19.
Was the show was in 20?
No, 20 was
20 was
In New York, yeah, the main event.
So was that Eddie in 20? No.
Yeah.
It was Eddie in 20,
Eddie
right?
and Chris.
Eddie and Chris. So WrestleMania 19 and WrestleMania 18 told a story in the ring. Wasn't a phenomenal thing, but the reason why you led up to it because they were bigger than life characters.
Yes.
So let's take away from wrestling because I like to talk about something else because some people don't fully understand this shit. Tim Duncan is one of the greatest power forwards of all time.
But he is dry as fuck.
And nigga can't sell a pair of sneakers to save his life.
Mr. Fundamental.
Okay, Mr. Fundamental, Mr. I don't care. I'm gonna wear my grandfather's shirt
He is the Sahara
and some
Desert
daddy jeans. Dry.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's talk about somebody else. Let's talk about LeBron James.
LeBron James.
One of the greatest players of all time. Personality. You can connect with him. Whatever. Shaq.
Shaq Daddy. Okay.
Okay, so you see where I'm going with this, right? He can't. He's one of the greatest centers of all time, but the reason why I put him over because of his personality.
Right.
Now let's go back to another sport. Boxing. Floyd Mayweather has a personality. He's not the most charismatic motherfucker, but since he's so great in the ring and he has a little bit of that swagger, that bravado, it helps to sell.
That's kind of what you mean. Like, even could say like someone like Tyson.
Not Tyson. Tyson's another character. But Tyson was another character though.
But yeah,
he was a caricature of himself though. He was a caricature of himself.
Shout out to Brownsville. That's where Mike Tyson come from.
And then this is the Queens podcast. This is Queens in the building. Southside Jamaica Queens. You heard me?
I came to the that part. That way.
Don't do that.
All right, so
I could have like
the thing, what sells is personality.
Okay.
Now I'll give you some talk about something else. I went to Brooklyn after SummerSlam for Raw. Barclays Center. It was Finn Balor with Justin Jordan, and I forgot who they tag team with. Hit me up, let us know who the fuck they were tag teaming in that match.
Wait, what was the beach ball shit?
It was Cesaro and Sheamus. Now,
sorry,
it wasn't about the beach ball. It was a phenomenal match, like really good match. Nobody gave a fuck.
It dragged.
Yawn fest.
But it was a phenomenal match, and Finn was getting tight because people were like, "What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Yeah.
We're putting up a fucking show."
Yeah. A clinical.
Like, it was a phenomenal I appreciate good wrestling, but at the same time, character development is much more important. Like, you need to sell merchandise, right? Your ring skills ain't gonna sell merchandise.
No.
You need to be an ambassador for the brand. Ring skills ain't gonna do that. You need to go to sign and greets. No, greeting sign. Meet and greets. My bad. Wrestling skills ain't gonna sell that. Now I see where you're coming from. That story in the ring is phenomenal, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. Owen Hart's better than Bret Hart any day.
Facts.
Overall, as a wrestler.
Facts.
Right. You're right. 100%.
So
As far as skills are concerned,
Overall, Owen Hart was better than Bret, but Bret Hart had the sunglasses and a leather jacket.
Yes, Leo.
It was Dean and Seth versus the Bar.
It probably was. Put down the vibe. Put down the brightness.
Jason Jordan Finn had a tag.
I remember Jason Jordan being in
Jason Jordan was involved in that match, and people were complaining. Like, me and this other dude behind was like, "Yo, why people booing?" It's like, they don't appreciate good wrestling, and I get it, but we forget that you got to build stories. Now, you raise a good point. Social media, people want to see fast takes. People want to see high spots, and I don't want to call them spot monkeys anymore because monkeys kind of racist.
Yeah, a little bit.
So I'm gonna call them spot whores. I like that a little bit better.
That's actually a little worse.
No, I like spot whores. I don't like spot monkey.
Spot takers?
No. We'll figure this out.
Yeah, because we're not calling whores. That we're not doing.
spot marks.
Spot marks. We can do spot marks.
Ooh, okay.
We can do spot marks.
Make it up
Now,
wild.
I love the indies, but the reason why, because the people are so obsessed with that, because the indies can't really tell a story.
Right.
You have to go in and wrestle and make that match look phenomenal, and that's the wave right now. That's why people coming at Randy like, yo, yo, y'all know how to wrestle. WWE don't. I was like, nah, they do know how to wrestle, but they gotta tell a bigger story. This is a big stage. Why do you hold on? Why do you think Lio Rush and Ricochet are not already on WWE main roster? They have to get polished.
Well, not only polished, but they have to. The WWE universe has to get to know them, and that's the one thing I've always said about NXT, because everyone was like, "Oh, why did Nakamura go through it? Why did Finn go through it?" Because like you're talking to like there are wrestling fans that are just WWE, and you have wrestling fans that are indies and in Japan and Ring of Honor.
That's so one point. That's one point, but they still gotta get polished to understand the telling of slowing down a little bit.
You're right.
They have to understand okay, how do I tell this? And what's funny, shout out to the real Marcus Marquez, he even said the same thing, how a lot of guys, because Chavo Guerrero told him, a lot of guys aren't wrestling as a heel and not wrestling as a face. They're just wrestling.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day...
So it goes back to what I'm saying, telling better story in the ring.
Yeah, but I gotta be charismatic in the ring too. I gotta be charming. I gotta get to know who you are outside the ring. When you come out, even if you're just an indie guy, your entrance gotta say a mad shit. And then when you go to the biggest stage, I wanna be, you have to sell me. You talked about Enzo, but not be able to ring, but he elevated 205 Live, point blank.
He was growing in the ring too, actually.
And he was getting better. John Cena said to himself, he's like, there's so many other guys better than me in the ring.
He can own that.
And he owns that shit. But at the same time,
you can't beat his charisma.
You talk about this.
You can't.
I understand what you mean. It's just
and then
like
people shit on Roman Reigns. He's all around solid.
Yes.
That's what he is. He's solid.
I'm a Roman Mark, baby.
He's solid. He's not great in anything.
And that's the thing, though. Like he's like, how should I explain this? Well, the only way I can explain this is more like video game terminology. In Street of Rage, all these beat 'em ups back in the day, Sega Genesis era, there's always that one all-around person, and that's Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't, and then too good in certain areas, he's just all-around.
But that's few guys that are like that.
The problem with Roman Reigns is not Roman Reigns. It's how he's being booked.
It's the character development of Roman Reigns.
But you know what happened?
That's the issue.
Let me tell you, point blank, if it wasn't for CM Punk and Daniel Bryan at the time, we wouldn't be talking about Roman Reigns the way we are. If CM Punk had never went on that podcast and said, you know, Vince wanted me to make Roman look strong, the smarts would have never turned against him. That's one. Two, he was a casualty of the Daniel Bryan, the Yes movement in 2015.
But that was Vince's
fault. 2015, Daniel Bryan was on the verge of retiring. You get what I'm saying? It was the Shield's time to shine.
Which I still think is a work. So
no, it was the Shield's time. And the thing is, you can't book Roman in a position. This is a big, strong dude. You can't book him as a Superman. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, he has the adversity and he's gonna overcome it, and then not telling the stories long enough. You know why people were engaged in him versus any member of the Shield? Because they had a history. They messed up. Like, he had his key chance when they did the feud with John Cena. But they rush through feuds so fast that you don't know why people are even feuding. They don't take their time.
I think a big part of it too of that situation, especially with the John Cena, because it was the timing of everything. Like, it was like they were on that, like, kind of like 2 days. So like your pay-per-view was 2 weeks after the last 2 pay-per-views you were at. Like,
right.
The amount. So them going back to a 1 pay-per-view a month, I think will allow them to be able to
build feuds,
build better character development. Because that was always my issue with Roman, was just like, I mean, it was the character development.
But then again, though, like how you gotta go back.
I wasn't invested in the character they wanted to
I
show.
get that. I understand that, but it all goes back to, it's not really, I understand, but WWE always had that problem ever since a certain, I said it ever since CM Punk was there. There's always a problem that they never told stories long enough. So that problem has always been reoccurring.
They did tell stories with CM Punk.
Keyword.
Because he forced.
Yeah, he's forced to, but like, I give you an example. Do you remember anything?
That whole Cena and JBL shit, that shit went on for mad long.
No. Let me tell you this.
The match
let me ask you guys
trash,
this.
but the build, like the story of it.
All right, but let me ask you guys all this question. During that time, when the whole PG era, like during that whole time, do you remember any other storyline that didn't involve CM Punk?
Yeah, The Rock versus Cena, which was the
trash.
I thought that was a great build-up. Let me tell you something. That was what got a lot of people to want to.
It was keyword. It was a great build-up, but you gotta also understand that outside of you said The Rock versus John Cena, right? You said that. Wait, let me finish. You said John Cena versus The Rock, right?
Yeah.
You can't name anything else that was going on during that time. Again,
I can't.
Around 29. First of all, let's talk
about WrestleMania 28.
A spade, because WrestleMania, 28 happened and then it was the road to 29. So let's call a spade. Their build up for Rock and Cena, I get it. It was cool.
The first one was good. The second one was
to be honest, that whole Mania was CM Punk's time. And to be honest, the best match of that night was CM Punk and Taker, and it wasn't even main event.
That's not my question. My question is this. Do you remember any other storyline that didn't involve The Rock or Cena or CM Punk and he was ever feuding with? Do you remember any other storyline that didn't involve those outside of them bubbles?
Yeah, I mean, AJ Lee was starting to get her foot in the ground as one of the most popular divas of all time.
Again, nobody remember because divas, because like it was still called.
Hold on. You basically agreeing with us. It's about the story.
I did agree. I said that.
But I'm just saying. But at the end of the day, like, it's about the story. Regardless of what it is, the only way we remember anything is the story behind the thing.
And the feud.
Like, CM Punk is the only CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit are the only 4 guys I can truly say that are like animals in the ring, that were like top guys and were charming. Chris Benoit, not really.
You know what? I feel like and it was more on a WCW, like when he was in the 4 Horsemen.
I love that.
His silence was everything.
Yeah.
Like,
so I won't do say, but let's just keep it the 3 guys. And AJ Styles, I'm not gonna put him in there, but I'm talking about like before.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's TNA days.
I'm talking about. I don't want to put AJ Styles is a complete package. Mm-hmm. I'm not an AJ Styles fan. I'm keeping a buck with everybody.
Me either.
But he's a complete package as a wrestler and everything else. But like before AJ Styles, let's go. CM Punk, Eddie Guerrero, and Daniel Bryan are the only 3 guys who are like borderline superstar level that could wrestle. And if you can name, like, give me 3 more people.
Jericho.
Sean.
Jericho's a total package.
Jericho's a total package.
Sean,
no. Sean, no. Nope. Not giving you Sean. And I feel I disrespected Jericho because I'm a huge Jericho fan. I'm sorry to put him in there. Dolph Ziggler is the next guy.
I was not gonna say Dolph,
but he never been a superstar or close to superstar level. So it's only 4 guys. It's only 4 guys. And just to wrap this shit up, it's about being charming. Point blank.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
It's about being charming.
I agree with you.
Because Chris, beast on the mic.
Yeah.
And that Eddie Guerrero, I put up on the Jabba Tears podcast page. Eddie Guerrero, beast. I remember I was watching some Eddie and China shit.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to China, because she like sold that shit. And she was going through.
They were in love.
She was going through mad shit at the time.
You thought they were
like, at the end of the day, this is sports entertainment.
You're right.
That spot stuff is great for the independent. And these marks are getting really tight. Like, a person can't wrestle. But at the end of the day, when you turn on your TV and somebody's cutting a promo, you gotta feel that shit.
I'm not gonna lie though, like I may get a lot of heat for this. But I kind of enjoy the indies so much though, because like you said earlier, a lot of them don't tell real stories.
No, so now I'm gonna end this indie thing because I'm not saying indie.
Some do, like House of Glory. The fact that my son Leroy, like he was in a competition, like he was beefing with my son Cash. My son's name. He was beefing for a minute. He finally got the title. Storytelling.
So the issue
I like those kind of
indies. For the most part, is really the people that it's a following. So if you don't
Ken Broadway, that's his name. That's not his name. That cash flow.
If you don't follow the particular promotion, then you won't see the story. So like I've taken friends to House of Glory, and they'll be sitting there lost. So it's just like, well, if you've been here about 3 fucking shows ago, you understand what the fuck going on.
Nah, I have to know. I disagree with you because like I've been to one show. So far I've been to one show and after that they told a story and I still followed them. They told a story in the ring, but you didn't know the actual story. No. I didn't know the actual story, but key word, you have to really pay attention because they do tell little promos in between. Sonya Strong had a beef with her boyfriend, and after that, her boyfriend, everybody say, yo, F him because her boyfriend proposed. He got tight and beat her up. Now I'm like, yo, next show.
Hold on. What? He beat her up?
Yeah, he did.
Thinking they promoted domestic violence? Or
Listen.
Isn't it owned by a Christian? On House.
Well, we're just gonna bring up.
Hold on, what? Wait. No, Tom, we're not skipping over this shit.
Yeah, he beat her up.
No, we not.
I can't validate that. So
Yeah, like I was with like that's why I met that dude. I forgot his dude's name.
You need to learn people's names.
I know him. Like I give him that all the time at the parties. He's your friend.
He's your friend.
Don't.
He comes up like he's like, yo, what up, guys? Call his name.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
So first, we're moving on. But the fact that Hobo was getting beat by, she got beat by.
The stories is just ridiculous.
But quickly,
You was there?
Quickly.
No.
Indie guys. The one thing indie guys have to do, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. Social media.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
If they want to pop, it's social media.
Yeah, because like
That's it. That's
like
where
that
they need
dude,
to up their game.
Because like I'm not gonna for a lot of these House of Glory wrestlers, we follow them on the individual page. My son, you see my son Ken Broadway talking trash to Leroy. Leroy's like, yo, I find
You
out
just
the
love
time.
that name, Leroy, don't you?
He does.
Because you said with such passion when you say Leroy.
Because you know what it is? That's what I said. The Indies is an investment because you have to kind of put yourself.
Exactly. That's my son Leroy.
Relates to Leroy.
All right, that's my son. My son
That's
plays
what-
video
that's what-
games.
I
Man.
know what
Like,
that's
we gotta
about.
invite him. We gotta invite him to the show one day.
So, but the thing is with the Indies, and not House of Glory, like there are other.
Shout out to Leroy.
There are other indie promotions
You good,
especially
Leroy.
in the New York City area that you have to continue to go to the shows. Like
Yeah, of course.
they're not sitting here like Battle Club Pro, like Warriors of Wrestling, like Create or Die. Like these are promotions that not only telling you, like asking for you to support, but there's a reason for it so that there's a following so that you continue to come and you enjoy.
No, I get it.
So as we're gonna move on, so we're gonna actually go into our flashing lights section, WWE in Hollywood. So we have a few upcoming
Lights.
We have a few upcoming movies for some actual like really big WWE superstars. So I'm gonna start off with The Rock, your man, both y'all mans is. He's doing Rampage, which is coming up April 20th, and then Skyscraper July 13th of this year. John Cena's new movie Blockers is coming in.
That looks mad
Hilarious.
funny, son. That looks mad funny.
Comes out next Friday, so the Friday before WrestleMania. Which
gonna
I
go
think
see
was
it.
smart as fuck. Like if he didn't mean to do that.
I think they're gonna do what they did with that trash movie Oculus. Like they had a free viewing when you were in New Orleans. Like you had to just meet on the corner of like Bourbon and Canal Street, and they had like free chartered buses to go see the movie.
Well,
right past where Little Wayne came from.
Alert, because that's what a bitch is about
And
to be
that's
doing.
when I met the infamous Fuck Hogan and
Hashtag
The Miz.
fuck Hulk Hogan. And then breaking news: John Cena is the like top guy to play Duke Nukem.
I fucks with it. I see it.
I see it, B.
I see it. I see
There's
it.
no script yet, but he's like the producer.
You
like,
hating. You
everybody
hating. You
wants
hating.
John
My son
Cena.
Duke. My son Duke.
He's already mad, bro.
Exactly.
And he got a fresh high top. You good. You good.
And just like Duke, like he's funny, so it's like a match made in heaven.
Match made in heaven. It's like love making my.
Well, on behalf of my daughter, shout out to Marianne, my baby girl. I have to always root for Cena.
Okay.
But
as you,
Duke Nukem?
I mean, it's not a bad thing.
You remember the game Duke Nukem?
I
For
had
60,
it.
Duke Nukem
I
Time to
had it.
Kill?
I had it.
Fire.
Y'all
Yoga
talk about,
flames.
How about I was one of the people who was duped into getting the Sega Saturn and had Duke Nukem for Sega Saturn. That was the only game that fucking worked on that shit.
There
you go.
There you
See?
go.
That see.
You should got a PS1.
Well, it wasn't my choice. I was a teenager.
But that was good call. Remember you on the Saturn got the PS1? Dog.
Because I knew what I was doing. Unlike
I
her.
didn't listen. I didn't.
Y'all rude. And then the last thing is we've been talking about it for like months and months and months. The HBO documentary of Andre the Giant premieres on HBO April 10th.
I'm looking forward to it.
So I'm gonna throw it to Sir Wilkins first. Which one of these are like the one you're really amped about, and the most non-biased answer you can give? Because I don't, we already know you love The Rock. But.
No, I'm going to be biased.
Yeah.
I'm expecting 2 rock bottoms in each movie. The Skyscraper and Rampage. I'm expecting multiple rock bottoms.
He hasn't been doing no rock bottoms outside of Fast and Furious movies.
No, he does rock bottoms every time he fights.
No, he dead ass did a rock bottom. since
Every
I told
movie
you.
that he fights, he rock bottoms.
Yo, yeah, because Central Cover, like the camera kind of flipped and he did it. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. See, he does the rock bottom every time he fights. And then Fast and the Furious, the last Fast and Furious movie, he wore his WrestleMania 18 outfit with the leather vest, and the Bronco Bull belt. And me and Janelle both in the booth, they're like, yo, nobody sees this shit except for us.
I don't remember that part.
We marked the fuck out because we went to we went to a viewing of it, and me and Wilkins is sitting there at the end, and we're like, yo, so nobody else knows this shit is hot?
The last one, which one?
Scene.
The last scene when they're on the
they
rooftop.
had the baby.
And they're on the rooftop.
They were showing the baby. Once again, July 7th, we have New Japan doing their G1 special for the second time in the United States. We have UFC airing their 226 live from Las Vegas, Nevada. And then WWE is doing their live house show here, actually, in New York City at Madison Square Garden, where apparently Ronda Rousey will make her MSG debut. So I'm going to just do a round robin. Which event tickles you guys? Pause. So I'll start with Mr. Blacc. Which one would you would watch more?
I don't watch UFC.
Okay. That's valid.
I don't. Is it between the G1 special?
Or would you go to the Garden? Would you want to see Ronda's first match at the Garden? Oh, okay.
No. I want to see what other people want to be there. Because
it's going to be the regulars.
Yeah, but like they say usually the house shows are usually better because there's no script, you do whatever you want. I'll just go there just to go to see everyone else. I'm not Ronda. I'm not a big fan of her.
All right. I'm going to do hashtag give Ronda one shot.
Hashtag Ronda one shot. What about you?
Are you hosting? Huh? Are you the commentator?
I like to take turns. Don't worry about it. It's okay. I let him rock out for one time.
Oh, no. I actually want to see Ronda wrestle in person. Like, they're promoting her as she's working really hard. She has a little pictures with
they got
Kurt
the
Angle.
promo videos and
so
the
cute.
matching hoodies.
So cute.
Yeah.
It's real cute.
Super cute.
Honestly, I would prefer the New Japan because I just want to see that live and the storytelling that they would do, and that plus you get to go to San Francisco,
Which is dope.
But July 7th, I'm gonna be stuck in New York, so
All right.
can't go. What about
Tay
you?
R, what's up? Where you thinking? Are you gonna go to the West Coast or you gonna stay on the East Coast?
I'm gonna have to do a double header. My fiance is a real big fan of UFC, so I'm gonna either go to MSG and record the UFC and watch that at home. But I'm excited to give Ronda a chance. I mean, I was a really big fan of hers in UFC. I think she's powerful, and a lot of people really don't know, but she is like a quarter black.
Really?
Her grandfather was one of the first black doctors in the United States. So,
Dang. All right. I got to root for her now.
Hashtag Black excellence. Whoa.
I got to root for her now.
Spoiler
her mom's dad was
Now that's a fun fact.
So
That is a fun fact.
So he became a doctor.
But
Got himself a white girl.
I love Ronda Rousey.
You're done.
Her Julia Stiles looking self. I love her.
First of all, I do like Julia Stiles.
And I love
Hashtag
Julia
Julia
Stiles.
Stiles. Save the last dance.
Yes. Hashtag.
Oh, what happened to her?
She's still living.
I know,
She
but
looks. I saw her recently in at an event that I was at.
she's in movies?
And she looks phenomenal. She hasn't aged at all.
She's not in movies no more,
I
right?
haven't seen her in
Probably not in like a big movie, but she could be doing indie movies and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
in Broadway. But yeah, I'm looking forward to. Let's give Ronda a chance.
You know what? I'm not shitting on Ronda because I just don't. I think mic skills wise, it's gonna take a lot of work.
Ooh, yeah.
Because the last two interviews, did you see her on fucking
ESPN?
Yeah.
Well, I want to waste my time.
No,
okay.
it really got like mainstream.
It just got
how awkward it was.
like
It was really bad.
She's super awkward, so I think it's definitely gonna take character development for that to happen. But the only reason why, honestly, I do want to give her a shot is actually Kurt Angle. Kurt is the actual reason why I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna rock out this one time because when Kurt came in and it was in the 24 when Kurt came back for the Hall of Fame and stuff like that, and you were listening to the story, like Kurt literally started from the like had to learn the fundamentals of wrestling. Like even though he was an Olympic gold medalist in wrestling, but he didn't know anything about pro wrestling and sports entertainment and had to learn that from scratch. So, and to see like how his career kind of went through, I was like, all right, I kind of have to, if I give Kurt a shot,
I think that
I gotta give her one.
the booking for their match at WrestleMania 34 has been really sloppy.
It's rushed. That's
I think it was really rushed and sloppy. I think they were holding out to see if The Rock would sign on to be her.
Supposedly he might be coming. That's a rumor going around.
Yeah, well,
I mean, Rock always ends up popping up.
it would have.
No, he's supposed to
It would
wrestle.
have brought the story full circle.
So he might wrestle.
If they would have teamed her with The Rock as opposed to Kurt Angle. I just thought that the way that they brought her character in was so sloppy. I think
No, they were
a little
desperate.
bit bad.
They were desperate trying to push it out real fast.
Because it was one of those, and that's the thing about social media and wrestling, is like it was one of those rumors that everyone knew but didn't know, and it was just like, well, we gotta actually like fly her in same day, cover her up, and present her to the world.
She should have came in during Survivor Series.
I don't think she was signed then, though.
No, but she should have started like. They should have signed her for Survivor, bring her for Survivor Series, and then started the whole process.
But you know, I don't think that a lot of people were complaining on a lot of the wrestling groups and online. Oh, she took the shine from Asuka. She took the shine.
Nah, no one
didn't.
No one
I don't
could
feel
take
like
the shine from Asuka.
a lot of people were saying that. Oh, that she came out at the end. Now I felt like if she would have came out during the women's Royal
Yeah,
Rumble,
it would interrupt. Yeah, but it's a
a
distraction.
She came out afterwards,
It
pointed
weird.
at the sign like everybody else.
And Asuka still had her shine.
Which was so trash.
But I just feel
I'm
like
over it.
I feel like the only time that I feel that I feel her
what was
character.
hot was when they still had pyro, and like at the end of the Royal Rumble, everything was just like.
Oh yeah.
That's when that shit was like hot, because you got excited, like you were on like, this is the real road to WrestleMania.
The best point
now
of the
it's
sign
like,
is when I think it was the Undertaker and Triple H's. feud.
like face to
and
face,
it was very silent.
So cold.
It was nobody said anything. It was just like, Undertaker pushed him and pointed at the sign, and you knew that he was going to put his streak on. But after that, it's like everybody points to the sign. It's just like
what are you pointing at? Romeo's ass. After Ronda did that shit, Romeo was out here posting pictures of him just pointing at random shit in love stories in the bar. Like, it was retarded.
She's trash, man. She's too awkward. She's such an a typical athlete. Like very
dumb?
No, not big and dumb. Very
Awkward.
Like she's so good at her sport, but very awkward in social settings.
That's why I feel like how that the build up, like the two promos where one week was Kirk and Ronda, next week was Stephanie and Triple H. It told a better story that could ever tell being in that ring and Asher ring, because you felt her passion. She might have had like 1,001 takes. It polished
I
her.
definitely didn't feel anything.
I didn't feel nothing.
But
I just feel like how it told a better story. Doing it that way.
well,
I just think that it just is.
I feel like she digs up her nose in the and like sits in the back of the bus.
Oh my god.
She's so awkward to me.
I think Ronda is amazing. I think she's so powerful. The thing is, I think that the match with her and Stephanie is a really good introduction to her, because Stephanie hasn't had a match in 4 years.
But Stephanie probably put on a better show than her.
Of course.
But Stephanie breathes the business. This is her life. She is the business.
You cannot compare.
That's why
even though people
so
shit
mad.
on Stephanie,
And they should
at
have
times
Shane
it's
too.
like,
Shane too.
but no bullshit. She was born into this business.
Exactly.
Versus you have someone that has like grapple and like jiu-jitsu and all this other shit. Like she's a specialist in that.
Stephanie McMahon is the business. Shane McMahon is the business. Like they said that he's a glorified.
She's trying to get this bag. She's trying to get this bag. She's trying to get this. Stephanie McMahon is the business. She's amazing.
It's true.
Get your bag, Ma. Get your bag, Ma. Get your bag. Get your bag. You know what? Get your bag.
It felt like that.
Get your bag. Just put me on after.
It's like it's my
Just put me
daughter.
on after. Get your bag, B. Get your bag, B. Get your bag, B. I see
If I have
you.
a family business and my daughter and my son comes and learns after me, right? This is their blood. This is what they bleed. The thing is, they grew up learning from Andre the Giant. They grew up being friends and seeing these men in their house shooting promos in their backyard. You get what I'm saying? So you can't really disrespect the game.
They are the true definition of wrestling is life.
Yeah,
That's what his life, son. Right. I agree with you.
They eat, breathe, live this business. They work on it on the corporate side and they work on it on the entertainment side. I just wish that they would have had Ronda would have had a little more time to develop her promos. It wasn't believable.
They literally threw the cat out of the bag and was like,
because she did a great job at WrestleMania 31 in that whole little
She was next to one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, The Rock.
Yeah.
One of the greatest of all time.
He carried it all. The Rock and Triple H carried it all the way. And I would like to see their retirement match be against each other, to be honest with you. But that's for another.
All right, so we're gonna move on to this one. The Perks were calling Justin credible.
This is a tragic story.
That's the Perkies.
The Perkies? Oh, the Perkies, like Percocets. Oh, that's what it is.
Wow.
Yeah, whoa.
Okay, like Percocets.
We had a whole 20-minute conversation before.
No, but I was like, why didn't you just spell that shit out? Like I was like, Perkies. The fuck is that? Like, first of all, you shouldn't really know.
No, you just know how to read.
But
Ooh, we getting disrespectful. Get your bag though, Tay. Get your bag though. Get your bag though.
So my illiterate ass is gonna just throw it to 3 of them to figure out what the fuck we was gonna talk about with Just Incredible. So I'm gonna let Wilkins do it since I'm illiterate.
You ain't illiterate, Mom. We paid too much money for that degree.
Somebody's in their feelings.
Yeah, obviously.
So Just Incredible spoke to Booker T on his podcast.
Our uncle.
He's not our uncle. Stop saying every black person that wrestles is our uncle. Stop it.
You know, Booker T didn't spin a Rooney for me outside of WWF New York.
Deadass.
Wow.
I feel like he would do it like on call. Like he was at House of Glory a few months ago, and Deadass just was like spinning Rooney in the middle of the ring, no questions asked. I was like,
yeah, it's part of his gimmick. But anyways, Just Incredible came on Booker T's show, radio shows, the Heated Conversations, and he talked about his experience wrestling. He talked about how he felt insecure when he returned to the WWE for the invasion angle, and he also spoke about how that homeboy used to sniff some coke
right before he came out.
Right before he came out. Like literally, his song would hit. It's time to get lit, and then go out.
You know how many wrestlers used to do that? He wasn't alone.
He's just the one person right now talking about it.
He came out about it, but
okay, to wrestle and to play football, to play rugby, you gotta be a crazy motherfucker. Like point blank.
100% agree.
And ECW is Extreme Championship Wrestling. I don't give a fuck how fake you say wrestling is. You motherfuckers are getting hurt every night. Barbed wire, staples to their face, fucking anything you can imagine in your house, they're getting hit with.
Of the body.
Yeah, they're getting hit with it. Him doing drugs, he shouldn't be doing drugs, but it just takes it just takes you to another place and you forget about the pain. Now, him feeling insecure when he going to WWE for that invasion angle, 100% understand.
It was.
Should've. He was a small fish in a big
that was a
pond.
terrible angle.
Oh, first of all, that was a terrible angle. I agree with you on that. I'll say that in a second. But the number one thing was Vince wasn't fucking with anybody that was in WWE.
Especially ECW guys.
Yeah, he was shitting on WCW guys and ECW guys. Nobody was getting a push.
The only person who someone got a push, but like he came with a big buzz was RVD.
RVD, DDP.
Taz got one.
Taz got a 7.
He had the worst feud ever. And they disrespected him in terms of that feud. That weird smiling with him and Taker, and he was obsessed with his wife.
I thought it was dope.
Yeah, it was
no bullshit because he was the last nigga I thought would have ever did that. So it worked for me.
It worked. I enjoyed it because it went outside the ring.
You know what hurt me about not really hurt me about seeing the feud. It's just like knowing Diamond Dallas Page's personality in WCW and just seeing how he went from like not Vinny Vegas, but went from that like
happy-go-lucky guy
to he was the man.
It was some dog shit.
Yeah, he was the man, and to see him like with that weird it was just so weird.
You wasn't ready, but I fucked with it.
I liked it at the time, but now looking at it,
he revealed himself and said, "I was the one."
I remember when we saw that. Our bitch is like,
he still got buried in that feud.
I mean,
anybody remembers that?
But it's because
it was against Taker.
It was against Taker. It was against Taker, and he was a WCW guy.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, Just Incredible came in because he felt insecure because sometimes you feel something.
Yeah.
If a situation ain't right, you feel it in your stomach.
Oh, hell yeah.
He was with X-Pac and that whole X Factor thing. It was cool. He became a multiple times like hardcore champion.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
that was the thing he was gonna get.
Vince was like, I ain't fucking with him because at the end of the day, I understand Vince. Y'all motherfuckers try to kill me. Y'all motherfuckers legitimately try to take money out my pocket. And wouldn't let me eat.
But it wasn't ECW guys because he basically kind of, F with them.
ECW
wasn't that bad.
He did it because he didn't see them as a bigger threat, but at the same time, you were a threat. Right. At the end of the day, you taking money out my pocket and I can't feed my family. Yes, you were.
Wasn't ECW, because of ECW, everybody kind of went extreme because of them?
Hey, but that's what I'm saying. Right. But the thing is, that's competition. They stole shit from them. That's competition. Eric Bischoff was in a limo with Kevin Nash and said, I'm trying to destroy Vince McMahon. That says something like, my nigga, like people trying to destroy this guy. I ain't fucking with you. So when I buy you out, I'm going to destroy your life. And that's what it was. Certain guys stayed on. RVD, he was so good at a talent standpoint that they had to fuck with him.
They did.
But then Triple H was kind of like pushing him down.
He was.
That's low-key backstories. If y'all don't know about it, he was trying to shit on him.
He was.
But Just Incredible feeling that way, you have to feel that way. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to become a top guy. Paul Heyman brought Just Incredible in and said, yo, I'm going to make you a superstar.
He did.
And Paul Heyman has a better vision than Vince when it comes to certain things. And his mentality and his marketing is just so ahead of its time. Vince is about the moment. That's Vince's mind vision. It's about the moment. And he's slowly getting with it, and Triple H is helping him out. But I've always seen Vince as that moment guy. It's what's going on in the moment. Paul Heyman was thinking like 5 years ahead.
It was a process with Heyman.
Yeah, it was a process with Heyman. It's a way of seeing things, of seeing the way that wrestling should be going.
And I agree with you because I just felt that a lot of the ECW guys, when you look at it in the rose-colored vision, looking through ECW, you felt these guys was bringing it life. I remember watching a couple of times with you. I was like, yo, this guy is so good. You know, all these guys are so good. Oh my God, look at these guys. Everything.
Like Brian Pillman's first promo at ECW was the most memorable promo.
I ain't never seen a day in my life. So I can't even vouch with you on that one.
We could talk about Tommy Dreamer. We could talk about Sabu.
Like all these guys were like ECW, they felt bigger than life. But then when it was the WWE, they got squashed because, like I said in the Lost episode, I said this directly. Yo, listen. When you are in the WWE universe, Vince is God. If he don't want you to crash through that ceiling, no matter how many good matches you may put up, whatever you got, how many merch you may set up, but you ain't crash through that ceiling if I'm gonna open the sunroof.
Well, we got to give credit where credit is due. You get what I'm saying? There was something that Vince McMahon has.
Get your bag, Mom. Get your bag. Get your bag. Get your bag, B. Yo, get your bag. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up. Get your bag, bro. Get your bag, bro.
ECW was ahead of its time as far as match quality and character development. They were doing the Attitude Era before the Attitude Era.
100%, yeah.
Right? And that was the overall branding for ECW. By the time, I think that the invasion angle, the reason what made it terrible to me was that all the key names in WCW weren't
sat out.
They sat out like Sting. Like if you what's an invasion angle without Sting?
But then again, though, it also prevents us even coming over after that promo that The Rock cut on Booker.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of you treat all these guys wrong. Why would I come to that?
Also, CW guys, the ones that were smart, jump shit before the shit, like the Titanic, before the shit, the Titanic, 10%, all the top guys in WCW was I'm out.
If the invasion angle had happened maybe 2 years before everybody and their grandmother joined the NWO, at one point you had announcers in the NWO, you had the LWO, you had the BWO, you had all kinds of WOs, right?
WO.
It would have been a different circumstance. I feel like he would have been, Vince or whoever would have been in a situation where they had to be forced to recognize who these people were. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? And they kind of knelt down at the stake for WWE.
They were like, I still need to feed my family. I still need to work. So I'm going to do this terrible ass job, but it's still a job.
And as far as Just Incredible, he's speaking about, his struggles with addiction and his struggles. I commend him for speaking out about it at this point because there's so many wrestlers, because of the nature of the game, they mask their pain with substance. Agreed. And this is why so many of the wrestlers that we've loved have died before 40, died before 50. And
China.
What really opened my eyes to how bad the addiction problem was in pro wrestling was that match with Jeff Hardy and Sting.
Oh, where he was just high.
Oh my God.
Sting gave him that look like, nigga, what are you doing?
It was so...
He backed away like, I don't know.
It broke my heart to see that because it was just like, we know it's an addiction problem because a lot of these times they don't give them health insurance. You get what I'm saying? They act as independent contractors.
Same with Kurt too.
Yeah.
There were certain matches in TNA with Kurt, it was just like, bro, sit down.
But over years, this was like part of Raven and Canyon's lawsuit was that they had to self-medicate for years because
Against who? It was a WCW?
WWE.
WWE?
And they had to medicate for
Because they
years.
didn't have no insurance.
Lose his
They had
bag.
to they had to medicate,
lose his bag.
self-medicate for years because as an independent contractor, you're not guaranteed or even offered
You don't have
health
benefits.
insurance. You don't have benefits.
Like, if you're independent,
That's what it happens with almost any business. If you come in as an
Real
independent contractor, you're not salaried. So without salary, you don't have the benefits. And when you have these men, if you don't fight, you don't eat. So what you're gonna do? You're gonna make sure that you're in fighting
You're gonna make sure
condition
tip-top.
no matter what.
That's why I feel like the business. That's why WCW. You needed WCW because WCW allowed people to have guaranteed contracts.
And that's what
And
that's what sunk
WCW
them though.
revolutionized the game with that.
That's not what sunk them.
Part of it-
What sunk them was Eric Bischoff throwing money at everybody.
Yes. And after that, how that?
No,
and then-
they
you get a contract.
they
You get
had
a
the
contract.
inmates running the
No,
asylum.
Yeah, because Kevin Nash was writing, was in the writing
That's
room.
what definitely.
But here's the thing, though.
contributed
Like,
to that
the reason why how
situation.
that also contributed because like they had a clause in the contract. Whoever get paid more than them, they have to match that. So basically, if I came in WCW making
But that's only
700
if
million,
you knew that was in the contract because that was Jericho's issue and it was Eddie's issue and that was right
Yeah,
before
there's a
they
lot of
did
dudes,
shit.
yeah, so that kinda
They were like,
bankrupted, yeah.
wait, so you're telling me Hogan and Kevin Nash make the same and if I would have spoke up, I could have been making the same? Nah, I'm out.
but here's the thing, though. As soon
Best decision they
as,
ever made.
as soon as like Eddie, let's say how that they made 800 million, right? Okay, Kevin Nash. Let's say Kevin Nash makes that. All right. In my clause, you have to pay me more than them, and after that, Kevin Nash get paid more.
But I don't think that was the biggest problem.
it was just poor writing.
No, it was poor writing, and also like she
So
said,
crazy.
the inmates were running the asylum because
it wasn't,
was.
the writing for the most part, like up until like maybe like 90, 98, like a little bit.
We
like,
can give them up to 99. We can get it's like
WCW died
once
when
Jericho on them left.
no.
Yeah.
WCW died when Goldberg lost his title to Kevin Nash.
oh,
and
And that,
he did it.
yes,
Wait,
the way that happened,
That was
that's
when
when
it
that was
died.
the day WCW started
Okay.
dying.
One
Okay,
better
okay.
was when fucking Jeff Jarrett laid down that match for Hogan to win the title.
But that was
And
after.
Hogan, exactly. That's really when it really went left because Hogan didn't even want. I mean, I don't fuck Hogan, but Hogan didn't even want to do that. It was Vince Russo that was like telling him like, "Yo, this is the story. This is what you got to do." And this is a pay-per-view. Like this is on some
No.
live TV shit.
No, I get that.
And they had Jeff Jarrett laid in the middle of the fucking ring, looking at Hogan like, "All right, cover me when you ready." That to me was the nail in the coffin.
That was the nail in the coffin. But I think they went into they started dying was from that Goldberg and Kevin Nash. Because I'll tell you why. Because Goldberg was built up so fucking amazing, and the way they had it was a fucking taser and a fucking chair.
Yeah.
Like it was like I remember watching it
Lackluster.
so disappointed. Like I was tight. Like I was legitimate. What the fuck is going on here?
It reminded me when they had RoboCop come out.
Yeah, like
Okay.
WCW killed itself because of the writing. I mean, the money was one thing,
It was
but
certain decisions they made.
they made such bad decisions because they didn't understand they lost the vision of wrestling,
They definitely did, though.
Yeah.
and it ended up becoming a circus.
They definitely did, though. But back to the point at hand, though. Do I feel like Justin Incredible could have had a better run in WWE?
No.
No, not at all.
Never.
Because
Not at all.
like that glass ceiling.
It's not even a
was
gas
not-
ceiling. His character was trash. He wasn't in shape. Like there were so many elements of just him.
But nevertheless,
that
though.
he was always
never
a mid
gonna
carder
be
from
more
the
than mid-card.
in ECW.
Never.
He was a mid carder.
Yeah.
No, he was a top guy. He was a top guy.
He was only a top
Upper
guy
mid. He was
because
upper
he was a
mid.
tag team champion. He
No,
had some
he became
Upper
momentum.
mid. He was upper mid.
He became a top guy.
Yeah.
He became a top guy later on as they're about to go out of business.
Right. but-
Yeah.
But also, Justin Incredible wasn't polished.
He wasn't polished.
Hold on. A lot of the only thing I'm gonna take it back a little bit what I said about Vince. A lot of ECW guys were very unpolished.
Yes.
And that only
They were
fit
raw.
ECW.
Yes. They were
Because it
raw
fit
attack
that.
talent.
Like
Yeah.
I think Tommy Dreamer, RVD, most polished guys. Where I could put you in a
Lance Storm.
Lance Storm.
But he was Mr. Roboto.
He's
like,
like, yeah, it worked. It worked.
Beating him
ECW was fucking mixtapes. ECW was all mixtape artists. ECW's mixtape artists.
And there's
I'm
only
dropping
a few-
mixtapes.
And there's only a few people that do mixtapes that actually make it, i.e. Cardi B.
Yeah, and then I'm a
She had
mixtape
a following
artist.
before
But I have a
she
mixtape. Yeah, but I have a mixtape. WWW, I'm making albums now. And very few guys can make albums from East, can make albums. Like a legit album. That's what it is. This goes back to the first fucking...
basically, I didn't say that way. I kind of feel this way. ECW was a bunch of battle rappers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was battle rappers and mixtapes.
Battle rappers and
I think
mixtapes.
WCW is more mixtapes.
No.
But
No,
ECW
no.
is more...
WCW had legit albums on that label.
Yeah.
But
They weren't black.
But the thing is,
They were gold.
They were gold, but the thing about it, later on, it became a bunch of mixtapes because they kept handing out contracts.
Okay, so let me ask you, who's Bad Boy in wrestling world? Was it WCW?
That's WCW because WWE is Death Row Records.
Yeah.
And then ECW was what?
ECW is basically like 300.
No.
Yeah.
300.
300. Yeah.
Who?
Shout out to my people from 300.
Who's underneath 300?
It's like
Cohen.
Leo Cohen, but it's like Young
Black.
Thug, a couple of like other guys. Like, Trinidad James. Like it's a lot of like mixtape people who don't put out a real album, but put out a couple singles.
We had one big single, and
So
that was it.
I would say Aftermath because
I would say I give WWE Aftermath Interscope because
The longevity.
Because of longevity.
Yeah.
And Death Row would be more WCW because, like Death Row, WCW was giving out contracts.
Yes, Leo.
No funds. Jones said two things.
Okay.
Taz was more polished, sir. And
I agree.
He said that NWO killed WCW.
NWO.
It was Kevin Nash.
It wasn't just Kevin Nash, but it was just...
It was Kevin Nash.
The obnoxiousness of everybody and their moms being NWO, and it was just like, it's
they had the
unnecessary.
NWO, then the NWO. You see when
Then it became Wolfpack.
That was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
But it was because it was like a overboard ship, and then half of them went to black and red, and it was like, okay, cool.
But
we could do
the one part
A
that
small faction of black and red, and then they had NWO Silver.
no, that was like the new one. It was NWO
just
2000. It was Jeff Jarrett, Bret Hart.
It was too much.
And,
It was too much, and it wasn't believable. It was
like-
like, it was just like the two.
But you had the LWO, Latino world.
The only reason why the LWO didn't go further because Eddie got injured. I like the LWO.
I like the LWO.
Eddie's God, bro.
Eddie left.
Eddie's a
I like
God.
the
Like
LWO.
Eddie said, I'm out this bitch, because I deadass got mad hype when I saw him, fucking Perry Saturn, Dean Malenko, and Chris Benoit on fucking like came out on SmackDown. I was like, oh shit, it's lit. Like
No, but they were at the pay-per-view before, right? They sit in the crowd. When they were sitting in the
and when
crowd.
they came out and that fucking theme song here, I was like, oh, this shit is hard.
I like the Radicals.
Radicals were dumb fly.
Dumb. All right, so last thing we're gonna go before we talk about Raw and SmackDown this week. So rumor has it. I threw this in here. It's crazy. So Shane McMahon. So we don't know if this is a work or not at this point because
It's not a work.
We never know with WWE at this point. So Shane McMahon had took a family trip and caught some infections and needed surgery. Came back to New York. Is now in like kind of like recovery stage, but he is questionable for WrestleMania 34. So let's go. Let's just one quick one. Do you think it's a work? Yes or no? Do you think Shane is really injured? Is he really sick? And will he show up at WrestleMania?
He'll be at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He's sick, but he'll be at WrestleMania.
Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
I agree.
All right.
Cool. Nice.
All right. So let's go to talk about Raw and SmackDown this week. We're just gonna go briefly around and just give our pointers in terms of what we thought Raw and SmackDown was about.
Save paper.
Save trees. That's what I'm about. But before we get into it, congratulations to The Miz, his daughter, baby Monroe Sky, was born yesterday.
Clap it up.
It'll be Tuesday, March the 27th. She was born. So thank you, Jesus Christ, Monroe, for coming out before WrestleMania because that was always the holy shit. So she actually did come a little early because her due date was the day before WrestleMania.
That's because she's gonna be a wrestler. That's why.
Well, I love the fact that they kept the M in the family. So Maurice, Mike, and Monroe. So I love it. So congratulations to The Miz. So I will start off with Mr. Blacc. What were your thoughts? Nay or yay this week for Raw for you? Okay.
Let's break it down real quick with me. The Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar segment was pretty decent. Kind of a retrend. of what happened. Back to back, we used to get beat up. Come on, Roman, gotta do better.
And that's the point to make them look strong.
Yeah.
You see that CM Punk talk again? It sounds like
him
you're
strong. In the words of Janelle, hashtag make him look strong. The Nia Jax versus Mickey James, solid match. Another solid performance. Solid one. She going for the triple doubles. Cedric Alexander versus.
What I'm gonna need Nia to do is not be like bitch screaming in the middle of the ring with no real mic on her. Like that shit irks me.
I love it.
Exactly.
I'm like, girl, get a microphone, entice me. Don't just be like, don't make us think of look like
I don't like
just
to
like
build up.
dance on the stress. I'm like, I'm gonna get you blasted. Bitch, get a mic and be like, yo, bitch, if you don't get your ass back in this ring, I'm gonna need a little.
I didn't like in this rivalry. They could have done a little bit better than.
No, what I liked about it was I liked that it's a real issue, like period. Like you growing up, any of the Thickums girl growing up, you go through.
I've been the same height since I was 13.
You go through.
Nigga, damn.
I was like
Shit. Oh, shit. Aren't you like 5'10"? Shit. You were 13, 5'10"?
Yeah, I used to pop
My daughter is tall,
Yeah,
too, actually.
my daughter made her debut in WWE 24 WrestleMania. She was the little girl who was so happy when John Cena proposed to Nikki Bella.
Wow, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah.
Watch that tonight.
But my daughter's like,
Put that in.
Yeah, she's tall.
She's tall.
She's her height.
Her daughter's really tall.
Yeah, my daughter's tall.
How'd she get tall? Like I saw her last year.
In the jeans.
I saw her last year. She got tall. That tall already?
Yeah, she's tall. She's tall.
It's real out here. But no, but
trying to
going
get her
to the
little ass in
the
the
body
sock or
shaming
something.
thing, I think personally that it was a character development that
It was.
because for me it was like I could relate to
Keep
this.
her as a
Maybe
beast,
keep-
as a mon-
But even as a
You
beast,
see
like
Brock Lesnar
beast,
getting body shape. Like this is what I'm saying.
Men don't get body
No,
shape.
but you're not supposed. I think that they could have.
Do men get body shape?
do you get body shape? I mean, you gotta.
Bailey and Sasha's
Bump.
But like, here's the thing though,
Bailey
like,
and Sasha's feud didn't need that. So what? What other reason for Nia Jax to want to whoop Alexa Bliss's
Well,
ass?
it's
This for having the
David and
title.
Goliath. That's all.
exactly, you talking trash.
But Goliath
You know?
is gonna win.
You know, I have to continue on my review.
I think that it could have been a little bit better.
My son, you know, Cedric, the entertainer with Mustafa, you know, another
Cedric Alexander.
solid match by the cruiserweights. They had like nice little promo last night on 205 where they was like in a room and you saw my son Drake Maverick. That's like the oldie strong white name, just like Leroy. That's a strong name.
Leroy is a black dude.
Exactly. There's a strong black name, like, you know, Maverick. Woo! That's a strong name for a white person. So Drake Maverick, that's a strong name for a white person.
It sounds like Drake's could have been his last name.
I like Maverick.
Thank you. So another solid, you know, Miss TV, a retrend, got over it. Oscar versus the Jabba. That showed Oscar's strength. One hit KO, pinned her? You don't play with Oscar. I feel like a kind of waste of you getting dressed for what? For a couple of minutes. You know. So again.
Jobber. Here we go.
No, yeah, for both of them, that's a waste. You know, you got dressed, you get hit in the mouth.
First of all,
right
she didn't
back.
only just get dressed. She cut a whole fucking
Exactly, you
promo.
did all of that. You know, she was probably practicing in the mirror.
She went.
She was practicing in the mirror, you know.
I was like, oh, she might give Oscar
Exactly.
money, but that was the point. Like, she didn't just get dressed. Like,
I like the haircut.
It was just good. You know, again, the
I
Sasha
love how
thing.
every week we keep talking about these women jobbers.
Exactly.
and you shit on them
And critiquing how they look.
Exactly. You should have stayed home for that one. You feel me? Should have stayed home for that one. So again, you know, Braun versus young Sheamus in the building. Solid match.
Did y'all see what he did with Wakanda Forever?
No.
Sheamus? I forgot who he was when they were fighting against
Wow.
and,
Wow. No, you didn't do it against them.
yeah, he was like,
That's
no,
bad racist.
Bad racist.
I'm telling you.
And
You see,
find that and hit us up in the DMs.
I'll get, it was all in the groups. I think Titus O'Neil or Apollo was running towards him. He was like, no, but Wakanda Forever. I was like, you motherfucker.
He's fucking colonizers. He's fucking colonizers,
I
B.
have a friend that says that. So I was with my homeboy yesterday, and we on Lennox Ave, and he's just like, these damn colonizers. I was like, oh my god, can you say that any louder? Like,
What are they gonna do? Nothing.
Like
they
we
did.
passed by because we passed by a sushi restaurant in Harlem, and I was just like, "Oh, this shit is real."
Exactly. What are they gonna
This
do?
gentrification is.
What are they gonna do?
Is peak. But he was just like, "These fucking colonists."
Exactly.
I was just like,
I respect them. I was sitting louder
wasn't
too.
prepared.
Colonizer. What are they gonna do to me? Run?
Oh, guys.
But
Let's
alright.
not. Matter of fact, I won't get into the whole justification conversation.
We want to get into it. We don't.
No, we're not, because I can go whole rant about it.
Oh,
Nevertheless,
yeah, no,
though,
that's
overall, was Raw solid? It was solid. One match that kind of had me like, it was actually a pretty good match. It was Kane versus John Cena. Like, it was actually pretty, I was just like, oh shoot, I seen him might lose this. And the fact that he had a little,
I hated it.
Oh, that shit, that tall shit, I get it. It built the story.
I liked it because again, I liked it, but then again,
It came across.
But it was just extra. It was just like
it was,
we
but
know,
overall
like,
though,
you're trying mad hard right
but
now.
overall the whole Bailey and thing we already saw coming, that was a good brawl with the ladies. You know, it felt realistic. So overall,
It's NXT all over again.
I know.
They did
I personally
that.
feel that. I personally feel they try to make that the marquee beef, but I feel like you can't make the marquee beef right there
The thing is,
because
Bailey was
Bailey's not believable. Like, look,
How
like
did she become the heel in this?
exactly.
Sasha should have antagonized her a little bit.
Everybody
Nah,
knows Sasha
son,
basically.
nah.
Some people
But
are meant to be bad guys.
Nah, son. Bailey needs to be a heel, son.
Why?
Cause
Repackaged.
she needs to be a heel, son.
I think the
Anybody that wears their ponytail on the side needs to be a heel, son.
I don't believe
I'm getting annoyed with this ponytail on the side.
I need more.
She needs to be a heel.
I looked at you as like, oh, okay, that's the side.
but it's not to the side. It's just in the middle of my head.
I acknowledge that. I couldn't even acknowledge that.
All right, so
Raw.
quickly for Raw. Raw it's a going home show. It was whatever.
It's not.
It's not.
I know it's basically a going home show. That's what it was.
It's a Christian. It's an Eve going on home show.
It's an EBS. It's basically
The pre.
It's a pre. Brock looks strong.
No.
Obviously, Brock is gonna lose the title.
Obviously.
We all know that's gonna happen.
But what if he doesn't though?
Now he's dropping the title.
No, but like
I
no
don't know.
bullshit. Like what if
They said that the
Vince
last
give us
time.
the curve of all time and he retains?
That'd
be dope.
No. You know why?
The swerve of all time. Either what I'm hoping will happen is if Paul Heyman turns on Brock Lesnar and sides of Roman Reigns and turns him
But see,
heel.
even I feel like Paul with Roman, I still be like,
No, Paul's contract is up the same time as Brock's contract.
But he's not going anywhere.
But then again,
Paul know better. He not gonna
He
do
ain't
it.
going nowhere.
So, anyways, I don't know. Whatever. It was just whatever. Nia, because I'm gonna speak on Nia. I liked it. I enjoy what Nia's doing right now.
Solid.
Now let's go over to this body shaming shit. I was listening to Linda Garcia's podcast.
Oh, Lillian?
Lillian Garcia, I
I was
apologize.
like, who Linda Garcia?
look good.
She my auntie.
Lillian Garcia podcast,
I was confused.
and Nia was on there.
Yeah.
Word, she's on there.
Yeah, like Lillian Garcia's podcast is OD
good.
popping.
Is Yoga Flames?
It's Yoga Flame, son. It has
check it out.
mad like people on it.
Well,
Shout out to
check it out.
Lebanese Physique for putting me on.
The best one so far was Paige, but she did a really good one with Nia, Stephanie, Bree, Nikki.
What? They got what?
All the girls, yeah.
Yeah, you mad hype. I
And
see-
the Bella's mom,
Yeah,
too.
you mad hype.
Mama Bella?
Mama Bella.
Mama Bella's on there, but Nia was talking about the body shaming shit. And you know her husband used to beat on her?
What? But
Like,
then again, low key.
It was boyfriend, right?
But
Husband?
like, but like low key, I won't say low key. I feel like a lot of men feel like they have to put their hands on the big girls, and act like these big girls will not beat the crap out of you.
Girl.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't beat women,
CrossFit.
but all I'm saying is, if I dare to hit you, best believe I know they can put up a fight. Best believe.
No, but I also feel.
No, you hit me, I'm
What?
whooping that
Exactly,
ass.
but I just feel like kind of that.
See,
That's
I
such a
don't
common
like
reach
that. I
because
fight
a lot of people feel like
What
just
I would
because.
do is I put poison in his fucking food and be like,
You see,
that's-
that's evil, and that takes too long, and that's not enough.
Doesn't.
That's not enough satisfaction.
I'm a
Yo,
logical person. Like I'm gonna get
No,
you.
no, bro.
Wait,
You ever
time
just
out.
choke somebody and see them like grasp for air like this?
What type of thoughts you be having, bruh? Like, I'm scared.
Wait, hold on. You talk about beating people up because you do CrossFit. You talk about choking people, and you talk about poisoning people. How about you just leave the situation?
Nah,
Just
though.
leave the person.
Nah, though.
Easiest
No, that's the easiest thing to do. Just leave.
You see what Nia was saying that the guy had broken her confidence down.
Exactly. You know, he pimped her. You know, he was a pimp, and I mean, she was the hoe. Broke that confidence, I broke her.
And then men, let me tell you something.
Faux show.
No, listen.
He just called
Listen.
I'm just saying that.
Hold on.
I get more satisfaction choking somebody like this.
Wait.
Look
Look at that kid.
You need to chill.
Yo, Leo.
So we're gonna talk. I guess we have to talk about domestic violence. Hold on. We're gonna talk about domestic violence real quick.
Nah.
So hold on. Growing up, we did see our mom get hit. So
Yeah.
we'll keep it a buck. Our stepfather did hit our mom.
Yeah.
And it was hard for her to leave until that one day we jumped him. It's so long. It's so long because I punched him in the face. I just straight up punched him in the face. Like it was on some random shit. Like I was just like bomb, and then he was like, "What the fuck?" And then but a lot of
but best believe if it happened now, I would definitely kill her.
But regardless, but relax on these death threats. This is on tape.
No. It's not a threat, it's a promise.
It's premeditated.
Yeah, this is premeditated.
I don't care. I'll tell the cops where to go and say, yo, I did say that.
Okay, hold on. Like I said before, so speaking on this, it's very hard for women to leave a guy.
Of course, obviously, yeah, of course.
It's easier said than done. But killing somebody and poisoning them will put you in jail.
You see, I just said beat up.
Yes, that's more reasonable.
And
killing people is going to end up you in jail. But go back to Nia. On Raw. Mm-hmm. So this body shaming thing is real life because she can put her emotions in there. I don't like the screaming because it turns me on slightly.
It does.
Nipples do get a little hard.
It does.
I love you, wifey, but I was being honest.
I got no girl, so.
But anyways, it helps with the story because it's real. And she goes and she's spoken about it publicly because the locker room has body shamed her.
I remember
on behind the scenes, whatever, she's going through that. And she talks about it on Lillian Garcia's podcast. So it kind of like ties everything because, this is the reality era.
You 100% right.
So, we're going to fast forward. We're going to get off Nia. Nia, we love you. We're getting off Nia. AAA Stephanie McMahon Road to WrestleMania promo. I don't give a fuck.
Really?
Didn't really care.
That was good.
It was good.
Keep getting your bag, B. Keep getting your bag. Keep getting your bag. Keep getting your bag, B. Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson versus the Mizraj. I enjoyed that match. Definitely enjoyed that match.
It was, yeah, okay.
What the fuck is Rhino still doing around?
He gotta get this check.
Yeah, he puts over talent.
I like Rhino.
Come on.
He was better at NXT.
Yo, he's like the longest living EC.
Wow.
The roster.
Wow. The longest living. Okay.
Yeah, but anyway.
That's like all these guys just died.
Well, a lot of them is dying though. My only problem with Rhino is a little fat.
Yeah.
He's solid.
No, he's fat.
He's solid.
Ladies, he's fat.
I like. You saw that video when he was dancing?
No.
Girl,
I don't want to see that.
Sasha
versus Bailey. I'm gonna enjoy this match, and it feels very much like two friends in high school.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, you said this about me?
Yeah.
You said this about me? They start fighting. I've seen that. I work at a school. I've seen that. It got a little more violence. The person pulled out a knife, but it's a different conversation.
What the hell?
It's better than a knife than a gun.
Yeah, it's better.
Wow.
Anyways, Raw 1 to 5. I give like a 2.
Yeah.
Didn't really care for it.
No, me either. Yeah.
That's my Raw recap.
Yeah.
All right. Actually, Miss Tay R, I'm actually gonna let you start SmackDown. We're gonna do SmackDown real quick. What do you think? Compare Raw and SmackDown this week for me.
The only reason why Raw kind of edges out for me is I like how they're building.
What?
I like how they're building up their road to WrestleMania. I think that the storylines are starting to really come together finally.
I agree with you.
For SmackDown, I am so over. What am I over? I am over the.
Don't say gender. Don't say
I love gender.
Yeah, okay.
I love gender.
And I really hope.
And I was getting concerned up until this point that Rusev was going to be stuck in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal after he had the greatest WrestleMania entrance of all time.
And lost.
Oh my God.
And lost to Cena.
Shit.
It's reality.
I was happy to see Daniel Bryan really make his, announcement that he was coming back to the ring and having his match at WrestleMania. But I give Raw the edge.
You better give me my credit.
SmackDown was alright.
I'm not.
It was. Overall,
SmackDown was
SmackDown. I think one thing that really disappointed me is just like, come on, dog. We saw this big contract and you're gonna be in a Andre Battle Royal. Dumb.
I don't like what's going on with Dolph Ziggler.
Me either.
Dolph is getting these checks, B. Dolph is getting these checks.
All right, so what was over this week? Raw or SmackDown for you?
I'm gonna give it to SmackDown only because Rusev was added to the Fatal 4-Way at WrestleMania.
All right, Mr. Blacc, was Raw? Who was over Raw or SmackDown?
I gotta give us the edge of SmackDown.
All right.
What? It's Raw. It's Raw. Raw was over. Nia.
Definitely over.
Nia doing her thing.
No, like I can't always give Raw the edge because Nia, because she's
Nia's the flagship star of
I
Raw.
was not happy
Stop hating.
with the Miss
Whatever.
TV segment.
Oh, because they keep doing the same fucking segment.
I'm not
Exactly.
happy. I'm not happy with it.
It's like, I mean,
Everybody thinks that Seth Rollins is gonna win the IC championship at WrestleMania. I think.
now that
Finn-
little Monroe is born, yo, Miz might
He
actually
might be
hold this
the
shit.
longest reign.
No, they're gonna keep the title on Miz. They're definitely keeping the title on Miz.
The only reason I thought Seth would have walked out of Mania as Grand Slam champion at that was if Miz baby came out that weekend.
I still see, for some reason, I still see
born?
Finn Balor winning this
Me too.
this IC championship.
I need Finn to win money for baby.
So what's next, Janelle?
All right, so we're actually going to do our half a segment where we do a jobber of the week. So each week we do give someone that we feel job to somebody this week. So I am going to start with Sir Wilkins, who was the jobber of the week this week.
Rhino's big ass.
Okay,
That's
that's
a job.
solid. Mr. Blacc,
Come on, man. You already know who I'm gonna pick, man.
the actual
Come
jobber.
on, son. Leave the jobbers alone, son.
They are the reason for the show.
Fine.
I mean, but you can keep the same energy.
Fine.
You name her. What's the chick's name?
Jamie Frost.
Jamie Frost.
You took all that junk,
But she looked like she was from like Mortal Kombat though.
She did. She ain't gonna
she
front.
did, like-
I thought she was gonna say, "Come over here."
Yeah,
I was waiting for
I
that.
was like,
She looked fly though. I fucked with it.
And
like
then
that
again,
haircut.
like you got drenched, put your makeup, mad expensive, and then this to get beat up in 1 second.
She had
ready for that
makeup.
night.
Did you see the eyeliner? It's probably not for y'all, but you see the eyeliner they put on fucking Ronda Rousey, the bread ass orange shit. Like I was like, why y'all do that to her? Like you already know her face is hard as fuck.
Too much.
Why would you
They
put
should've
orange
softened it.
fucking eyes? Like what the fuck? Just a little
I
something.
think that
It's terrible.
So who's your jobber?
Roman Reigns.
Whoa, from the Roman fans.
He made Brock look strong. I'm sorry. It almost came across to me that looking at that segment that Roman wasn't even in the same league as Brock. And I give all due credit to Roman.
You felt like the black mother in you would come out to the screen and just cover him. No, not my baby.
Let me tell you, I'm a big fan of Roman Reigns. That's for another podcast.
Okay.
I can go
Whole
on for
nother day.
hours.
So what's next?
About Roman. First of all, my job of the week is Kane. The end.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we go to our third segment where we do rivalries, which is our dream match of the week. I'm gonna start off with Mr. Blacc. Who is your dream match this week?
You know I'm not prepared for this, but I'm prepared. So we're gonna go to the bodybuilders of their time, Lex Luthor.
Fuck him.
Lex Luger. You said Luther.
It's not?
But it's not. It's Luger.
It's Luger?
Yeah.
Lex Luger, right? Versus Brock in a flexing competition. That's it.
That was good.
In a flexing competition?
They used to do Matador when he was the narcissist.
Exactly. Perfect,
And then when after
my
they would
thing
do the
is
pose down, he would attack them.
He dead ass thought about this. Like this was a thought out.
I like it.
Thank you.
Props.
So what is?
Nah, because
No, I'm definitely trying to meet Scott Steiner in New Orleans. Like he's on my list. No bullshit. I got questions for him.
Big Papa Pump.
Yeah, I got questions. Sir Wilkins, rivalry match of this week.
Bret Hart versus Dolph Ziggler.
Okay.
It'd be like WrestleMania 12 all over again, but I doubt it.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the remix.
So it's a lot of match.
Like WrestleMania 42. All right. Good old Tay R. What is your match this week that has never ever happened in the wonderful world?
I have two, since this is like my one appearance here. I have
Brian. What will be your last, girl?
I have Brian Pillman versus Dean Ambrose in the hardcore rules match.
Trust me, girl, this is not going to be your last time on here. Trust me.
And I say that to say, Brian Pillman is one of my top superstars of all time.
He was solid.
So
Very solid.
No, he was the godfather of the Attitude Era, but that's for
He was.
The cameras. And Sensational Sherry versus Alexa Bliss.
Ooh.
Look at your knowledge. Shout out to your knowledge.
All right.
Sensational shit.
No, she's
I
my
love
favorite.
her.
Oh my god.
What's yours?
She used to big up Macho Man. Ooh.
Girl,
That was a rider.
there for it.
That was a
and
rider.
then Elizabeth jumped over and went to save her man.
I cried. I remember seeing that live. I was a wee child.
All right, my match this week is actually Cedric Alexander versus D'Lo Brown.
What do they do? Dance off of each other?
No.
Yo, dudes in my high school used to walk like D'Lo Brown.
Yo, it's hilarious.
Like every black guy.
Every black guy. I still do it sometimes. Like, I'm up on YouTube listening to his song. When you hear it, woo! Look at the real deal now. Woo!
Hype right now.
Woo.
All right, so we're gonna go to our
People. I mean, one person. I mean, two people.
Okay, go for it.
No, three people.
Okay.
No Funds Jones said Ron versus Montanza. I don't know what that is.
I feel like that's New Japan.
Okay.
And I don't said Brett versus Finn Balor.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
I like
solid.
that.
I like
All
that.
right.
The foreign versus the foreign.
Which Brett though?
It said Macho Man versus Jelito.
Yeah.
Oh, yo.
Okay.
Promo for promo. Let's go for it.
So what's next?
But I think it would have to be Brett from like Heart Foundation. So our next is our favorite part, which is more of our interactive part. So those that are watching, please watch and also respond in the comments your answers to these what would you do scenarios. So the first one would be who would you guys choose to debut the nights after WrestleMania? So you have Raw and you have SmackDown. Who in the current, I guess, NXT roster that you would put as a debut for Raw and for SmackDown? So I'll start off with Sir Wilkins.
EC3's coming to SmackDown.
Yeah, I think the same thing too.
EC3 just come on SmackDown.
Okay.
I will throw Leo Rush and Ricochet in a tag team. Toss them on that Raw roster.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Blacc.
Superfly Wilkins.
Wow.
What's name obviously going to SmackDown, EC3, and I'll bring Amber Moon on Raw.
Okay.
So like she could beef with Sasha Banks.
So you want black on black crime? All right. Cool story,
Okay,
bro.
we don't like that. Black excellence on the board.
Clearly,
Women's history.
No,
in every episode saying that. All right.
like they fighting because I don't know. Like
For me, I would have to put Ember Moon on SmackDown. And
Your her and Naomi, that'll be dope.
More black on black crime.
But I mean, I feel like it'd be doper than Sasha Banks and her.
yeah. And Drew Galloway or Drew McIntyre.
McIntyre.
I would put him on SmackDown too.
Yeah, he's
And
solid.
feud him with Jinder.
Yeah, that's solid. Okay.
The return of the three
MVs.
I used to like 3MB.
So
what's next?
On the low. Next question would be. Oh wait, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Who would I put on Raw? I would put Authors of Pain on SmackDown,
Solid.
and I would put Cien Almas on Raw. So next one would be. Oh, do you have any responses from those that are watching? Who would you guys debut on Raw, SmackDown the nights after WrestleMania?
No Funds Jones said Cien Almas if he drops the title and put him on SmackDown.
Okay.
And he said Authors of Pain on SmackDown.
Okay.
And it just said Authors of Pain on SmackDown
Who?
and Almas on Raw.
With who on SmackDown? That is said.
Authors of Pain.
Okay, cool. Yeah, AOP. I definitely.
What's next?
They're probably end up on fucking Raw, but whatever. So the next scenario would be: what would you do if there was a Ring of Honor invasion? Who would you like to see face off each other that are on W? So we have WWE versus Ring of Honor. Who on the rosters would you like to see a match with?
We both talked about this earlier. We're not doing this question.
Why?
Yeah,
Because basically NXT is Ring of Honor.
Yeah, basically
No.
that. This basically is. And
But I'm talking about main roster.
And
Main roster too.
yeah. No.
Yes. No, we're not doing this.
Guys, if you're watching and there was an ROH invasion, who would you want to see?
Half the rosters on WWE.
Exactly.
That's
Next.
not true.
What's the next one?
Come on, son.
Do you have anyone before I say my two? Like, y'all rude.
Kind of agree.
Wow.
Next? What's next?
So the match I would want to see is I would want to see the Briscoe brothers versus the Usos.
That all right.
But they won WWE already.
No.
That's a good
No.
one.
All right. What's next?
Nope.
Ring of Honor is basically WWE Developmental League.
Nope.
Yep. What's next?
Anybody into that, son? Come on, son.
Jay Lethal versus KO.
Okay.
I like that one.
Deborah Damus. He said Briscoe versus Usos.
Whoa.
Okay.
Great
Next.
minds think alike. All right. If you could create WWE Volume 11, name 5 theme songs that you would want on that album.
So basically, it's across any era.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it's like let's say the greatest of all time, Volume 11. Let's
I
go
got
for
this.
it.
I got this.
All right, go for it first.
So I noticed that, you know,
Be all night.
your mother, you know, there's mothers out there, pops out there, and a lot of these songs, you know, they want to get it on. So it would be called WWE Volume 11, Let's Get It On. So it's a play on. Listen.
Wait, it's wrestling theme song?
Yeah.
No, wrestling theme song. I'm gonna break it down.
Which one? Val Venus?
Val Venus.
Okay, so
You know,
that's
for the dark skinned brothers want to come to the bedroom, sexual chocolate.
one. Okay, that's 2.
You feel me?
This is wild.
And after that, I have that. If you want, and after that, I have that. What's that joint? The Rhino. That's when you smash it fast. That's fast smashing.
That's scary.
And after that, I have that. And after that, I have
You
that.
know what, Leo? I want you to think of 5 songs too.
And after that, I have that. If you want something like you want to encourage your woman after a long day, give her the China theme song on that mixtape. Oh my God. Make it feel encouraged. You feel
Okay.
me? Make it feel strong.
Okay.
And after that, this is for
That was
that.
5.
And after that, there's more. And after like
You're gonna get 5, so you get one more.
Whoa. And after that, this is for like this is the pre-game. This is the foreplay type.
What the
And after that, you get 2. The first one will be Time to Play the Game by Triple H.
Shit, that was...
Or you can bring it back to Run Some, This Thing On. That's the entrance. Then after that, after you beat it up real nice, you get the bow down to the game.
I definitely would not be playing at the end of that.
I can't.
I enjoy this. This is a great playlist.
Exactly.
That was horrifying.
It
was a great
You
plan.
just didn't know where it was gonna go.
Yeah.
Like it was just like it made sense.
This was
cool.
phenomenal.
But it was just like I did not know where.
Because I have had sex in my spandex before.
Exactly.
Wait, how?
What?
I wore it to the bedroom and pretend like I'm
Okay, but then you took it
and
off.
I wore a cape before.
Exactly. That's the foreplay.
It's the foreplay. You gotta play characters.
Exactly.
Okay.
For him, since he's being brolic, he could play Bobby Lashley.
Yes.
Since I got like a slight gut now, like I'm losing weight, I could be the Kevin Owens, I could swanton into it.
What the fuck?
And then you powerbomb her. You go on the last ride.
Pussy didn't drop me down.
Exactly.
What I go through every.
So my
What's
5.
your 5?
My 5. I like keeping it upbeat, for the culture. So I got my John Cena theme song. You gotta have
It's the
that.
hardest fucking theme song ever.
It is. Yeah, it's one of the best ever. And then I got AJ Styles.
I like
AJ Styles come out. And I'm fucking with Booker T's.
Got the edits now, like.
Because it has soul in that shit.
It does.
Got some soul.
What about MVPs?
No. Don't fuck with MVP.
Wow. Okay.
Well, Sir Wilkins is not.
We got to put the D'Lo Brown music on there.
Of course, D'Lo Brown. And then last but not least, for the culture, put my fist up, Nation of Domination.
You are the nation
of domination. And then my bonus track is
They getting bored.
The Rock and Wyclef.
That was one of the worst songs I ever heard in my life.
What?
I'm sorry.
What?
It doesn't matter.
What?
And that gold patent.
Like The Rock was like a video home.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
That song was so
What?
terrible.
No. You disrespected
with the girl, take me home to a place. And we that shit was fire. That shit was fire.
You don't even know what song that is.
You know what song I'm talking about? Wyclef and The Rock?
No, he confuses.
It doesn't
It
matter.
only came on the box video channel.
It was on the top 10 on the Billboard.
For one day.
It still made the top 10 on the Billboard.
Anyway, all right.
So did John Cena's My Time Is Now. That shit.
That was fire. Woo!
All right, good old Tay R. What are your
fuck-
five
Wait a minute.
songs?
What's your name on your thing called?
What's my name on the thing?
For the culture?
For the culture.
All right,
That's it.
guys. I would like to say, all right. I don't know if you guys know this song. It's called "If You Only Knew." It came out in 1987. It's part of the Power Drive soundtrack. It's my favorite song of all time. It has Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Miss Elizabeth, and such.
Was that before?
It was
the Bret Hart was just talking on the song?
Yeah.
Woo! That one was fire.
Yeah.
Had the club bangers
That's
on
my
there.
favorite WWE song. Second is The Game.
Which one?
Time to play the game.
Like the actual, like,
I'm-
so coming
what's
out
your album
of
called?
I'm a big
on a fucking
motor-
motorcycle. I am a huge trick
Okay.
artist. They know that.
What's your third
So
song?
I know what the fuck you on.
His interest when Stephanie was on the back of that
shit was wild.
motorcycle.
I was like, yo, I wanted to be
Trying to
behind
get the
him.
bag.
Yo, nah,
She
I
trying to
was
get the
lit.
I
bag.
was just like, yo, and her standing like, his fucking insurance in Dallas.
Yeah,
I was
that
just
was
like, yo, this bitch is
That was lit.
winning.
Good old Tay R trying to get this bag, though.
What's your third song? What's your third song?
She trying, look, hold on, let her get this bag, though. She got a boost. She got a boost. Triple H and Stephanie up. Get your bag. Stay in your bag, mom.
You see how you making it hot?
I'm sorry.
How you making it hot?
Caliente, nigga.
Get your bag, bitch.
What's part 3? What's the third song?
Third song.
I was a big fan of the Shawn Michaels "Sexy Boy" song.
That could be your bonus track. That could be your bonus
I
track.
like when Kurt Angle did it with "Sexy Kurt."
Oh,
I
with
thought that shit was
Sherry,
hilarious.
Okay, number 4.
All right, number 4.
Shinsuke Nakamura's theme song, I love.
But it has to be like the acoustic version.
Yeah. The
That
fifth
shit is
one.
hard.
The fifth one.
All right, I get a bonus track too because y'all
course.
motherfuckers had like 8, 9, 10
Clearly.
songs.
We have an album we gotta put out for the
Number
culture
8
with
will
the
be
love.
Finn Balor theme.
Yeah.
Because that's one. My fiance, he doesn't like wrestling that much at all, but that's the one thing that he really likes. So I have to keep it there.
The bonus.
And my bonus is, I like we lie, we cheat, we steal.
Ooh.
Eddie's song.
So,
yeah.
like, what's your title of the album?
Good old Tay R, coming straight out of Brownsville.
Oh, simple.
Buying it, Spotify, all that.
What about
shit.
you?
All right, mine was
Spotify, hit us up for playlists.
We got you.
My
Time to
first one
play the
was.
game.
Hit us up for the playlist.
I can't
Spotify.
remember. Cheap plugs. My first one was Miz, I Came to Play.
I came to play.
That shit is hot. Like, I didn't really realize until Miz really started getting like hot
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
the
it
last
was
2
fire.
years. I was like, yo, song is dope. The second one is the My Time. The one with him in China would be at the top of the range, at the top of the ramp, and the lights was under them. That shit was hot. Of course, John Cena's theme song, because that is the heart. I wash your mouth out like Colgate. In the story.
That was the word. Oh,
No, that is the best one
brush your mouth like
ever.
Colgate. Like,
And it's so subtle.
I'll
That's why
never
I'm like-
forget. I was in college when I first heard it, and we were sitting there driving in the car, and I was like, I'm listening to a song. I hadn't
It's
heard the
catchy
theme song,
as
and I'm
fuck.
like, brush your mouth. I said, I thought it was Marky Mark. I was like, Mark Wahlberg.
I mean, it was
was fire.
it's the
It was
closest
fire.
we're gonna get.
So what's next?
The next one was The Brood.
Oh.
I like the Brood.
I see you.
And then the last one would be the Ministry version of the Undertaker theme song.
So what's your
That
album
shit,
called?
I don't have a name for it.
It's just called, it's a mix of wrestling.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan be a man. The mixtape.
That's hilarious. I mean, of course, the bonus would be Macho Man's theme song. Of course.
I hear that every time I graduated from school. So.
Yeah.
Oh man, I ain't gonna front though.
Were there
You know,
anyone that responded to that?
Leo.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. I have a lot of people who said, No Funds Jones said, Kane, Finger 11 theme.
ooh,
Yeah, that was good.
Yes, man. That's why Kane had a quarter match like this. We could talk.
My nigga still got that.
He also said New Brood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also said D-Lo Brown theme. He said Samoa Joe's theme.
Joe's
and
is
AJ
high.
Styles theme.
So what's his album called?
He didn't say.
He didn't say this your song.
If we forget about Mark Henry,
Yeah, sexual chocolate. That's part of that. You about to get this value of 11.
She's talking about you trying to get your ass.
Somebody go get their ass ripped.
Like, you can't make love to that. You understand? Like, it doesn't
beat him up,
fit.
beat him up, break his neck, break his neck, beat him up, break his neck.
That part, you definitely.
No, but the Rhino song, no.
I know.
No, but the Rhino song is better. That probably comes up. I'm coming.
I gotta.
But are you really doing at that time? No.
I'm not participating in this part of this conversation.
No.
God damn.
She got a daughter.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
All right, last one. What would you do? Oh, it's more? Okay, go. Give me some more, just real quick.
Yeah.
All right, Notorious 89 said Triple H My Time.
Yeah.
It said Aleister Black theme.
Yes, that shit is hard live,
He
too.
also said Undisputed Era theme.
Yes, hard. That shit is hard.
That's your fire. Who said that?
And he also said that that album went gold. Whatever album, I forgot the album he was talking about.
John Cena?
No, he said John Cena's album went gold or platinum. He said whatever album else you said.
It went gold.
I think it was the Rockies he was talking about.
No, the one with the Rock and Rock and Wyclef.
The single didn't go gold. The album went gold, and the album.
The single went gold. The single went gold. The single's fire.
Because that came out. Let me tell you, that album had Someone Please Call 911.
Someone please call 911.
Go to November?
First of all,
Go to November.
okay, so this is the thing. You're talking to two Haitians, so they're always going to represent the Wyclef camp.
Exactly.
Like, be clear. Like,
he should have been president. He should have been president. You know, to my Zoes out there, you know.
We never pretended to be Jamaican.
When they were trying to sing that Bob Marley, no, all right, forget it. That's for off the
redemption
camera.
song, but we're not going to get into that. All right. Give me like two more.
One sweet wrestling podcast said Bob Venus theme.
I said that.
He did say that.
You know.
I said it, and then he said it.
You know, that's part of you about to get this volume 11.
What the hell?
You about to get
Zay Isaiah said test theme.
Test. This is for the test. This is what we
Unbelievable.
That should be on volume 12.
You know what?
He skipped the volume. He said fuck volume 11, go to volume 12.
You know what? I think that's gonna be the theme for the next couple of days on the Instagram.
Wrestling theme song?
Justin.
I have my own playlist on my phone.
Oh, me too.
Spotify, hit us up.
I listen to wrestling theme
Spotify, hit us
once
up.
a day.
Spotify, hit us up.
You know what?
The Jabba Tears
Bray
playlist.
Wyatt's theme song is fucking
This shit is
dope,
hard,
too.
but you know what? It takes mad long for it to get into the song.
No,
People really
I just
it.
in there like...
It's too creepy. It's too creepy. Like,
No, but
like
like when you hear
like
all
that
the
Woodstock,
instruments in like the middle of
it
the
feels
song.
like you're-
imagine you're sleeping, and after you hear that, I'm not getting out the bed after that until the song is finished.
I love
That's a
it.
good one. All right, last one.
I love it.
If you could be a manager of a WWE superstar currently on the roster,
Can I start?
who would it be?
All right, I have two. Nia Jax. I will be her manager. She's the irresistible force, and I'll be the unmovable object.
You thought about that?
She did think about
I thought
that.
about it on the train ride.
He's like,
I was like, that's gonna be lit.
I'm gonna hit him with this. I'm hit him with this. Give him some Jack. I'm gonna hit him with this. Yeah, dog.
She definitely gave herself that for the train. She definitely was like, yo, I'm gonna hit them with this. This shit fire. This shit. What Mr. Blacc say? Yoga Flames? They have something to talk. I'm gonna say that.
Yoga Flames. This is Yoga
All right,
Flames.
who's the second superstar?
Roman Reigns.
Okay.
I'll be like the sensational Sherry, like fucking people up and like, you know.
Oh, I thought you were gonna whip it. I'm like, that's kind of.
What the hell? No, I don't
too,
think
actually.
like that.
And you talk about me. Just want to put that
Okay.
out.
I'm in the PG mindset, y'all.
Okay.
I mean, we try to be a PG show.
No, the hell y'all don't.
All right, Mr. Blacc.
13.
Come on, man.
Who would you manage?
You already know who I'm gonna manage.
I really don't.
Titus Worldwide. You know,
Dana
keep
Brooke.
it.
But he's
Keep it.
managing. Okay.
So he the manager to the manager.
Exactly.
Right, that's
you
what
know.
I'm saying. Like,
I hear that.
You know, that's my shorty.
Black excellence. I'm with it.
Who's Dana Brooke?
Damn, you took mine, son.
That was yours too.
That was mine too,
That's
son.
hilarious.
That was mine. But you know what? You know what? I did have a couple of extra ones going on. So mine would be Samoa Joe. I come out with Samoa as being the black guy. I don't say a word. In a suit that stays in the corner.
So you're gonna be the Kevin Nash or the
Clarence Williams?
the
Or who was
2018?
that guy who used to come out with the bow tie?
Oh, the black guy.
No, I'm not wearing a bow tie. I look mad Muslim. I'm not wearing a bow tie.
They give out bean pies.
No, I'm not doing that.
Let's not diss the Muslims out.
Nah, I fuck with the Muslims.
We love all cultures.
Assalamu alaikum,
That's not
salam
a culture. It's a religion. Come
Culture,
on.
religion.
Again,
we love
St. John's education, everybody.
We love
Don't shit on
How
say.
about
Let me
that?
tell you something. Johnny's a
Where'd
doing
you
big
go?
things.
BMCC. I'm a college dropout.
All right. So stay over there.
You can't-
Stay
I'm
stay
College reps out here,
You
baby.
can't diss the Johnny. You have me, you have DJ Zeke. Shout out to DJ Zeke.
I don't know DJ
You have J. Cole.
he-
You have DJ Spinfo.
Jermaine
Didn't
Cole.
J. Cole drop out?
No. And
he
he graduated
graduated.
cum laude.
Yo, look that up.
No,
He
J. Cole graduated and had high honors.
He graduated the year after I did.
So he graduated the year before I went to St. John. I started St. John's. So he definitely.
And they used to have
graduated.
they used to have Marillac Hall lit with those Mariah parties back in the day. So shout out.
Remember when, like, you used to take the
Spinfo.
bus
Yo,
and
first of all,
change
shout
kids
out
to
to
school?
Mariah because
Shout out to Mariah.
I was on the executive board. I was secretary of Mariah. So Mariah and our
Shout out to
50th
Mariah.
anniversary.
You can't relate to universities, you know.
Well, that's not my problem. Our 50th anniversary is in September, so holla at us.
Shout out to my St. John's peeps.
There you
my
go.
Gamma Chi
Shout out to my
girls.
CUNY peeps.
Yeah, stay that way.
Shout out
All right.
to Jessica, Big P,
Oh, Jess,
all my
yes,
peeps.
yes.
All love to you, Jess.
All love, all around. All right, my person actually, she said mine's, and it actually was Roman Reigns. But I probably would end up screwing him in the end, so it was just like that.
Let me tell you
was my
something.
thought.
I'm here to change the narrative
You're
of Roman
nasty.
Reigns.
No, I didn't mean screw him like fuck him. I meant like screw
God
him
damn.
like what?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Don't show off for the guests now,
I'm
right?
not. I definitely.
I am
nasty.
not
Leroy.
saying
Don't call me
You thought that
Don't
too,
call
right?
me Tom.
Why'd you call him Leroy?
He's obsessed. I've only met this dude tonight, and he said Leroy about 7 times. I'm always gonna. I don't know.
Alright, so
I'm
you
always
doing
gonna refer
Roman
to
Reigns.
Leroy.
Yeah, I would do Roman because I feel like I would probably be a better mouthpiece than he would. And
Whoa.
Pause.
I can say it, I'm a female, but like, oh, not to say pause.
Pause.
But I probably would get him a lot of fan base. I'm just saying. All right, so we're gonna move on to our final segment, guys. If you guys are still watching, which is you just made the list. So every week, we put someone on the list that has either done us wrong or did some dumb shit. So I will actually start with our guest, good old Tay R, who is on the list this week for you.
You see, I got. God, I don't want to get in trouble.
Don't get in trouble, girl.
No, I was gonna say more about work, but I can't say that shit.
Yeah.
But
We don't put work out there. Don't worry about it.
you guys made the list for bringing up that whack ass Wyclef and the
What? Hold on, you disrespected Wack? It doesn't matter. I see you in the club trying to get some money. It doesn't matter. You ain't caring, you ain't sharing, up in the club doing something. It doesn't matter.
Well, you guys have the only you both have made the list. All right, Mr. Blacc, who made the list this week for you?
Nobody. I'm in a good mood today.
Oh, all right.
Good mood.
All
So
right.
nobody.
Sir Wilkins, who made the list this week for you?
Who made the list this week for me? Nobody this week. I'm in a good place. I'm in a good place.
Yay.
Positive vibes,
Congratulations, guys.
Wow. Who's gonna make it?
Oh, by the way, if I wasn't gonna walk out somebody else, it would be the New Day. I would be walking out with the New Day.
Yeah.
I would be dubbed as Biggie's little brother.
And I thought y'all have a segment y'all working out and stuff like that.
Yeah, we have segments working out,
Yeah.
and then I end up ditching them to go to Titus Worldwide.
With me.
Yeah, because Titus signed me to a contract.
And I felt how that the storyline how that he got your sneaker deal.
He got me a sneaker deal.
Dang.
Because Booty-O's wasn't paying.
It wasn't.
We got pancakes now, so.
They're not re-advertising.
I don't like that pancake shit. You know,
First of all, you
I'm
just
over
could
it.
not be throwing fucking pancakes.
Yeah, that's mad rude.
I feel like
And
that's
like,
borderline.
I'm a
racist
seal or something
somehow.
like that. You gonna throw? I go, whoosh. Like I'm not a seal.
Well,
no.
actually, you have choices to make, and that would be your choice to do that.
But wouldn't it be hot on camera? And I feel like she's a black
I mean,
guy
but
like this.
that would be a choice you would make. So, and you get TV time, so you might want to just check that out. The list
my calves
this
up there.
week. Yo, not no bullshit. Even though it's funny as hell, I'm gonna put Leo's ass on the list this week. But there's not like a bad reason. This guy over here. After we did the Big 4 episode, we're standing outside of Legends. Shout out to Legends Bar. Thank you guys so much for letting
Facts.
us record there. Leo goes and says, because I went to go get Wendy's. And I come back. This one wants my food, of course, because he's always hungry. Leo goes, oh, have you guys heard the mixtape? And I was like, what mixtape are you talking about?
That shit's fire.
And he's
my God.
Wendy's did a mixtape diss.
Oh yeah, he did say that. He did say
and I
that.
was like, fuck you mean? Like, that didn't really happen. He's like, nah, dead ass. Like, and we dead ass listened to like 3 tracks. Me and Wilkins.
It's on that
sitting
pimp?
there. No, this shit is on iTunes.
It's on iTunes. It's fire.
Like, it's
the beat,
legit.
like Tory Lanez retweeted it. Retweeted it and said, "Yo, where did Wendy get all these fire?"
But not only the beats, the lyrics, like it was just so fucking dope.
It's a girl. It's a girl singing it. It's rapping.
I'm looking
But they
up.
have like the song what 444, and then what was the other song that was to like
Stay greasing.
Stay Greasing? Like shit is genius. Like
I'm surprised it didn't get that much buzz.
No, it did, but it didn't. Like it was just kind of like one of those things like catch you when you can.
So he made the list?
He did because he always finds some dumb shit, and I was just like, but it was good dumb shit this time. So I just wanted to put him on the list really to acknowledge that it was actually really fun.
Okay, you know what? Y'all put someone on the list because our list been too positive to this.
You know who else made the list
Yeah.
for me? Whoever bit Beyonce in the face.
Yo, I heard it was Sanaa Lathan.
Yeah.
No, Salana ended up denied it.
Oh, okay, but I mean,
Yeah, but
it's
whoever bit the
believable.
queen in her face, no.
But you know what though? If I'm gonna bite somebody, it's gonna be Beyonce because I know she tastes good. Like she's so
like
rich.
dreams.
She's so rich. Like it's like
tastes
dreams,
like
goals,
yeah.
and like butternut squash.
Petals and shit.
Like she tastes amazing. Like her
Being the
being,
skin is like
it tastes like honey. It tastes like honey.
Like Werther's Originals, like those butterscotch candy.
Yeah. Like
Oh
butterscotch
my
and honey.
gosh!
Those were good.
Yeah, butterscotch and honey.
Yeah.
Like, and I heard
I
she's such
love
an amazing
Beyonce.
person. Like I wouldn't mind
Okay.
if I'm gonna bite somebody.
All right.
Like if I was a vampire, I would definitely bite Beyonce.
Really weird.
Shout out to the Beehive.
Yeah, hashtag Beehive, hashtag on the run. Thank you guys on the live feed for watching once again. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube page, the Job Tears Podcast on YouTube. I would love to give a special shout out to once again Tatiana and Haven for once again joining me for
The multicolored beauty.
beauty.
You know, Queen Tati from Wakanda!
All right, once again, thank you ladies
And
so
Chanel.
much. Oh,
I'm sorry.
good. You just made that a whole situation, which I will.
You
do with
know I can
camera.
pick. You have to understand this. Janelle has to understand this.
No, I don't.
I pick on her
You don't
because it's
have to-
hilarious.
So he's bullying.
And
me.
she gets,
He's
and
admitting-
she gets so
he's-
upset at me.
He's admitting.
To me,
I gotta go home, guys.
I get it, but
I gotta go home.
But you should tell your brother to be a fucking star. Like, don't bully me. That's rude.
Be a
It is
star.
rude.
Who trying to secure a bag? Be a star? Really? Fucking really?
I mean,
Really?
hey,
She doesn't know that I got mad love for this girl.
Trips
No,
knows.
you can tell. You can tell.
Mad love.
Okay.
She came out.
Okay, can she close this
No,
out?
in fact, you did.
Yo,
You did.
can she close this out? Can she
So
close
once
this
again,
out?
Thank you, Tatiana and Haven. Thank you so much for joining me this past
Quickly,
weekend.
before you finish, thank you for the support on the Job and Tears podcast in general.
Yes.
We're continuously growing. The Instagram is growing. The YouTube is growing. Please tell a friend to tell a friend. Keep adding up. But thank you for the support. It's been fucking real. It's only been 2 months about. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, it's only been 2 months.
12 weeks. No,
2 months.
3.
It's now going on 3 months. It's been 3 months.
It's an army, baby.
And the Jobber army is growing. Thank you, all you jobbers out there.
People going, yeah, there's a
I
whole
should
bunch
get the
of
Brooklyn
jobbers.
Brawler to come.
Yo, that's the goal. Ultimate
Yeah.
goal.
I think I'll pass out.
I would love to thank our special guest, good old Tay R. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Your
Thank you for
knowledge
having me.
and once again, women empowerment is definitely appreciated. So
Let me
thank
do my
you
Larry
so much.
Zabisco wave.
Right, like I love Larry Zabisco, by the way.
Me too.
All right. The
That
Job
is-
Tears
I know,
podcast.
it's
Wait,
great.
you don't know Larry Zabisco?
The living legend,
Living legend.
Larry Zabisco. He used to
Where-
be the
we don't get
commentator
to
for
that.
WCW.
Girl, don't even-
Oh, that's when it was the main one, right?
Yeah, he used to go.
don't even-
Yeah, like to this day, I don't know why he don't.
And he gave
have
a
a job.
4-hour speech at the Hall of Fame in
did,
in
yeah,
Santa
he was- I remember him
Clara.
now.
I fell asleep, woke up, and he was still talking.
That shit sucks. All right, so we are about, I would say,
Bruh.
11 days, and in this time when you watch it, it'll be a little less than that. It'll be probably in the single digits to WrestleMania. So those that are not going to be joining us in New Orleans, please join Wilkins and Mr. Blacc and Cousin Leo at Legend.
And DD Leo.
No.
You see, I wish I would have never fucking said that. I'm so
At
sorry.
WrestleMania 34 viewing party.
Yes.
And Rikishi, the Hall of Famer, will be hosting.
Right, and also the night before WrestleMania, which will be NXT TakeOver, the guys are also doing a viewing party at Legend too. So please do support them both nights. And then the last thing is, as everyone, if you do not know, I will personally be in New Orleans attending WrestleMania, also with good old Tay R and a lot of other wrestling fans around the world.
But you know podcasts on there?
Probably more just vlogging, just video and doing small things here and there. I cannot promise a whole ass podcast, but I do know my boys, True Hill. They're definitely doing a podcast. They're in New Orleans and
Tries to True Hill.
they'll be doing a whole bunch of other different things.
You showing up
around.
on their podcast for the week?
What? I don't know. No, because they're recording the day before I arrive. So the morning of WrestleMania, please join me and everyone else. We're going to do a Mania Crawl. It is their 5th annual Mania Crawl, and it's going to be in New Orleans. It is technically a bar crawl, but all proceeds will go to Connor's Cure. So
Ooh, shout out to Connor.
definitely are a WWE fan and a wrestling fan, and you know you want to give back. You know they have 3 bars that they're doing the crawl at before WrestleMania begins. So get your drink on. There'll be like 3-for-1 drink specials. So that'll be from like 11 a.m. to about 3 p.m. So we'll definitely put up more information for you to sign up. It is completely free to sign up for the bar crawl. We'll put it on our Facebook, Job of Tears Podcast.
And we'll put it on the Instagram as well.
Instagram as well. But
And then Twitter.
And all social media outlets, we will put it on there. But I will personally be there, crawling around and having a few drinks before WrestleMania. Anything else I'm missing, guys, before we say our final farewells?
Just thank you for the support.
Yes, thank you. Like, it is the most humbling thing for everyone's comments and, you know, them commenting about the Big Four, them commenting about the podcast in general. It is honestly the most humbling thing. All of us really do this for fun. It's not even on some, like, we really looking for some shit, even though we know some shit will pop off. But we always want to thank you guys so much. So, what? Am I missing something?
No, it's...
All right, so we're done.